for the thousands in attendance and the millions watching around the world. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble!
Sorry about that, guys. Do I have sound now? Sorry about that, guys. Give me a thumbs up if I have sound now. Give me a thumbs up if you can hear me now. Let me know if you can hear me now. Let me know if you can hear me now. Let me know. Okay, good. Sorry about that, guys. Again, I just ran back in the house and I wasn't set up. I just sat down, turned the show on, my fault. I was supposed to have been set up prior. So let me repeat what I just said. I say that today is a good day. Happy Sunday to everyone. Sorry about that, guys. Very unprofessional of me. I will try to do better next time. Happy Sunday to everyone. If you woke up this morning, today is a good day for you. Because there's always the alternative. There are a lot of people who didn't wake up this morning. So if you are alive today is a good day. You know what I mean? So whatever you wasn't able to accomplish yesterday, you have another shot at it today. You see what I'm saying? So shout out to Lady Shan for sending me the text message letting me know that I was on mute. Actually, I wasn't on mute. What happened was I have this roadcaster. That I run all of my sound through, guys. So I with the StreamYard, you have to select where you want your sound to run out of. You know what I mean? And I didn't select it. I had it going through the MacBook computer. Sorry about that, guys. No excuses. Shout out to BG for dropping that quarter of a dub on your boy.
Hey, Leroy!
Super chat.
Yeah, man. So we're going to get everybody a round of applause. Everybody a round of applause. And, guys, we're going to have a good show today. You see what I'm saying? And I'm going to tell you why we're going to have a good show. Because he says, looks like you were speaking like, hey, Huggy Bear, what you say, player? He said, looks like you were speaking like an old Chinese flick with the delay in your voice. Yeah, man, that is kind of crazy, though. That is kind of crazy. But hold on. Let's see what's up. So now, check this out, guys. I want to, let me go ahead and see. Do I have anything open that doesn't need to be open? Let's shut this down. Quit that. You got to make sure you don't have all this stuff open. Quit that. Because anything, kind of mess your live up, So anyways, I think now that we got all that straightened out, let's get right into the show. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to Jonathan. What's going on, fam? Shout out to Packroyd. Shout out to Lodicus of Borg. Shout out to Double Lady Sagittarius. Salute to you, fam. Shout out to Jed Stillwell. Shout out to Meryl Dixon. Shout out to who else we have? My brother Huggy Bear, aka Diallo Huggy, aka Huggy Bear. Starsky and Hutch. Shout out to Boxing Fan. Shout out to Stevie. Stevie, what's going on, fam? Thank everybody for letting me know that I had no sound. Sorry about that. Shout out to Toby Bartlett. What's going on? Bartlett. Sorry about that. I've been saying Bartlett. It's Bartlett. Sorry about that. In Bloom, what's going on, fam? I ain't seen you since 1969. But In Bloom, shout out to In Bloom. Shout out to New Money DMG in the building. Shout out to Jonathan. Shout out to Hector Garcia. You know what I mean? Salute to Yumi Amano. You know what I mean? Shout out to Robert Jabalowski. What's going on, fam? What's going on? Shout out to Daz Pez. What's going on, fam? Shout out to Haleen. Shout out to MTK Global, and shout out to Coach Askey as well. You see what I'm saying? You know, who else we got? Shout out to Bruce Goals. Bruce, what's going on, fam? Shout out to Robert Sletsky. What's going on? You see what I'm saying? Shout out to who else we have? Lady Shannon in the building. Please subscribe to her YouTube channel. On her podcast, Lady Shannon in the building. Shout out to my main man, BG. Shout out to who else we have? Johnny Blaze. You see what I'm saying? Johnny Blaze, the Ghost Rider. Yes, sir. Shout out to who else we have? Oh, shout out to my sister, Karma Serene, for dropping that half a dub on your boy. Carl, what's going on? Hey, Carl.
Received.
Yeah. Yeah, Karma Serene, what's going on? I just got through jogging, everybody. So that's why I wasn't ready. I jogged. I literally came in after coming from jogging, came inside, pause, from running outside. You know what I mean? I didn't do 3 miles. I did a mile today. Left the gym, went jogging, and shout out to Mercy Grace. Shout out to my sister Karma Serene once again for dropping that half a dub on your boy. You see what I'm saying? And give everybody a round of applause once again. Shout out to Corn Kid. Shout out to Philly Fly. What's going on, Philly Fly? Philly Fly, what's happening? Shout out to who else we have? Kim A, what's going on? Kim A, what's going on, fam? What's going on? You know what I mean? So it is what it is. Shout out to Slide Encounter. What's happening? Shout out to Wizard Sleeve. And I think that's it right now. So what we're going to do, everybody, a round of applause once again. And today we're going to have a good show. You want to know why? Yeah. I am Dave. Salute. Wizard Sleeve. Salute. Lady Shan. Salute. Karma Serene. Salute. Lisa Bales. Salute. Shout out to my co-host Shelton Moore. Salute. Shout out to Major Key Boxing. Salute. Please subscribe. Troy Graham. Mark Nash. Shout out to who else we have? Shout out to Maestro Boxing. Shout out to Punch Drunk Boxing. Shout out to MTK Global, Coach Askey. Shout out to Terrence Crawford. Shout out to Deontay Wilder. Shout out to Tyson Fury. Shout out to Anthony Knock 'em out the box, Joshua. Shout out to everyone who loved the sport of boxing more than they love narratives. We're going to get to the bottom of some questions today. We are going to get to the bottom of some questions today. Shout out to Double Lady Sagittarius. Yeah, that's what we are going to do. We're going to get to the bottom of some questions today because I have some serious questions. Oh yeah, shout out to Trevor Bryant. Thank you so much, Meryl Dixon, for reminding me of that. Shout out to Trevor Bryant, the boogeyman of the heavyweight division. Hey, you know how the alphabet boys always say, yo, man, you know, what it is, see what it is, what it is, see what it is, see this what it is, see. Hold on, what happened? USB disabled 20 minutes ago. Oh, I know what it is now. You know how they say, yeah, man, you know, King Kong Ortiz is the boogeyman of the heavyweight division. Nigga, please. If we pull up his resume, there's nothing boogie about that man. There is nothing boogie about that man, King Kong Ortiz. Salute to King Kong Ortiz. But you know, that ain't what's happening. You see what I'm saying? We finna drop some bombs today though. But check it out though, right? Check it out though. Check it out. We are going to drop some bombs today. We're going to have to, right? So now, because no shade, this is no shade, guys. I don't want nobody coming from a neck talking about you showing shade to my favorite fighter. I'm not. I promise you I'm not. We're not going to show shade, not throwing shade. I just got some questions. Let me share something with you guys, right? I'm finna we gotta come with a few receipts, right? Come with a few receipts. Let's see. Let's do this. Let's do this right quick. Because I want to show you guys some receipts. I want to try to break something down. The United States of America has approximately 331,449,281 people. Why are you bringing that up? I'm going somewhere with this. Out of the 331 million people that's in the United States, that's a huge country. But let's break the data down. I'm going somewhere with this. I am going somewhere with this. Let's break the demographics down. Let's see. Let's break it down. I'm going somewhere with this, guys. I am going somewhere with this. So let's see. In Black America, I know the subject matter. What I'm saying is going to tie into the subject matter. Black America is 13.4% of the population in America. 13.4% of the population, Black America. 44 million. 44 million. Where am I going at with this? Watch this. You know me. You guys know me. Here you go. The question is, why does Deontay Wilder and Fury feel unappreciated in their own countries? I had a receipts to back this up. Why does Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury feel unappreciated in their own countries? I got an idea, but let's do this. Where am I going at with this? I'm finna show you where I'm going at with this. Pulling up Tyson Fury right now. Good brother Tyson Fury, the Gypsy King. The good old Gypsy King. Let's pull up the Gypsy King right here, guys. And I'm going to share something with you. Now, this ain't no shade now. No shade. I don't want nobody feeling no type of way. Why does Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury feel unappreciated in their own country? Now, this is a question that I often ask myself time and time again. It's not based on how I feel. It's based on words that these two young men says. I call them young men because they're younger than me. It just doesn't make sense to me. They are both multimillionaires, and they are both very successful in the sport of boxing, right? Now, Deontay Wilder had 10 title defenses as a champion and has a 95.3% knockout ratio percentage. Whether you like the Bronze Bomber or not, you must say that this knockout ratio is very impressive. Even though he knocked out C-class fighters, that's neither here nor there. But he did it, right? Now, Tyson Fury is currently the WBC heavyweight champion. Now, although Fury is the only champion that I know of that has never, in the sport of boxing, Tyson Fury is the only heavyweight champion or any champion that I know of in the sport of boxing that has never defended his title in the history of the sport of boxing. This is facts. Tyson Fury is the only current heavyweight that has held every belt in the heavyweight division. Tyson Fury has had the WBC belt. He has that right now. He has the Lineal Championship, Ring Magazine Championship. He's had the WBO before, the IBO before. He has the IBF and the WBA. He's the only champion currently that has held every major belt. Now, he hasn't had them all at one time, but that is an accomplishment, right? That's an accomplishment. This is facts. Deontay Wilder has 10 title defenses in America, population of 331 million. Black America, 45% of the population, no, 14% of the population of 44, some will say 48 million. Where am I going at with this? Follow me now. Now let's get right into it, because I don't want to seem like I'm rambling, but I'm not. I'm going somewhere with this. Now let's break this down. Let me go ahead and share this screen. Let's go ahead and share this screen. Where you going at with this, coach? Well, this is the article that I'm sharing with you guys. Check out. This is the article that was by a brother by the name of Charles Brunn. This is on Boxing News 24. Now, this is the old interview. This is July 6, 2021. Deontay Wilder underappreciated for being an exciting fighter. Right here, our brother Deontay Wilder. Now, Deontay Wilder has a net worth of $30 million. And according to his fans, you know, he's very popular. He's in high demand. He's breaking all kind of pay-per-view records and selling out all kind of venues and stuff like that. That's what they say. That's what they say. But the brother has done good for himself, right? The receipts don't show that, but that's what they say. But the brother has done good for himself. Where are you going at with this? Coach Malachi Williams on New Media Today USA Boxing. This is where I'm going at with this. Deontay Wilder feels that he was never appreciated during his long 5-year reign as what? Let's do this, guys. Let's do this. His long 5-year reign as the WBC heavyweight champion. Now, according to this guy said that you can't blame Deontay Wilder for being a bit bitter about how he lost his WBC heavyweight championship. Wilder still should be the WBC champion for all intents and purposes if the referee had done his job of disqualifying Tyson Fury for his fouling. This ain't got nothing to do with why Deontay Wilder feels unappreciated in his own country. In his own country that has a population, a black population of 44 million people. It says here that the 2008 Olympic bronze bomber medalist Deontay Wilder was roughed up with rabbit punches without the referee penalizing or bouncing Fury last year in February 2020. I got a whole show I can do just on the rabbit punches that Deontay Wilder did to King Kong Ortiz and other fighters. But I'm not going to go there. I'm not going to go there. So here it goes. This guy, now this is a pro Deontay Wilder article. Nothing wrong with that. He said, as the saying goes, no one cheers for Goliath. That may be true in some respects when it comes to Wilder. He was a great champion and arguably robbed of a knockout win over Tyson Fury in their first bout when he put the 6'9" Gypsy King to sleep in the 12th round. This article is so slanted in innuendo-ish and dropping subliminals, indirect and direct messages. Well, he put the Gypsy King to sleep in the 12th round. He still should be the champion. The referee didn't disqualify Tyson Fury from all of his fouling, rabbit punches, and yada, 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 yada. The brother said, you hating Deontay Wilder today? No, sir, I'm not hating Deontay Wilder. Just stay here long enough to listen and you'll see I'm not hating on him. I'm not hating on Wilder at all. See, this is how you guys interpret it because you guys are so emotional. I haven't said one bad thing about Deontay Wilder. The brother said, we hating on Wilder today. No, we're not. Ain't no hate, no shade, ain't no shade. No shade. No shade at all. I'm trying to find out. Deontay Wilder says that he feels unappreciated for being an exciting fighter. Unappreciated. So if that's hating, I'm just taking the words that he said out of his mouth. Your king, what your king said out of his mouth. So anyways, Wilder says here, well, this guy, he said after years of entertaining the fans, Wilder lost his title in a fight which he was roughed up for 7 rounds. The Bronze Bomber by Tyson Fury. Roughed up by pillow fists. Wilder, 42-1-1, 41 KOs, damn, pretty good, impressive, 95.3% knockout rate, puts himself in the same position as Floyd Mayweather Jr. Stop right there. Wilder puts himself in the same position as Floyd Mayweather Jr. A fighter mainly boxing fans openly rooted against and paid to see him lose. Stop right there. Now, let's look at the context which he's saying this. He said he put himself in the same position as Floyd Mayweather Jr. Floyd Mayweather Jr. fought a whole bunch of Hall of Famers. Floyd Mayweather Jr., he has about 8 Hall of Famers that he fought on his record. So if you're comparing yourself to Floyd Mayweather Jr., we know you're not comparing him as it relates to the Hall of Famers fighters that Floyd Mayweather's fought. So we got that out the way because you haven't fought any. Not hating on Wilder, just trying to put everything in its proper context. Right? Wilder says here, he says that many fans openly rooted against Floyd Mayweather, and they paid to see him lose. Floyd Mayweather Jr. broke all kind of records, pay-per-view records. If you look in the top 10 pay-per-view, he's like 6. He's like 1 through 6. Floyd Mayweather Jr. broke records, and Floyd Mayweather Jr. sold out venues. So now, when you break pay-per-view records and sell out venues, you can't compare yourself to Floyd Mayweather Jr. in that aspect because you never broke a pay-per-view record and you never sold out venues. And that's no shade. That's no shade. That's facts. Got the receipts for that. Right? So now let's go on. Let's move on. So Wilder says boxing fans call Mayweather boring. And many had hoped for years to see him finally get put in his place and taste defeat. As we know, Floyd Mayweather was undefeated. It never happened. Wilder feels the same way. Only problem is, Wilder, you know what it feels like to taste defeat. But let's move on. But my brother Deontay Wilder said they always said that Floyd Mayweather, he was a boring fighter. And his style, great boxing skills, great IQ, but it still wasn't enough for people. Well, you can't please everybody, Deontay Wilder. And he said this on Jabba the Hutt Sports TV. And then when a king like me comes along, which shows the opposite, knockout power, athleticism, it still isn't enough. Let's stop right there. So Deontay Wilder says that he feels unappreciated in his own country. Deontay Wilder says that he feels unappreciated in his own country. When he was the champion for 5 years, he defended his title 10 times. That's what he said. But he can't bring up Floyd Mayweather in this context. You can't walk in Floyd Mayweather's shoes as it relates to that. This is not no shade on Deontay Wilder. This is only that. But where am I going at with this? This is a black man from Tuscaloosa, Alabama. He's supposed to be the biggest fighter in boxing. He's supposed to be the face of boxing, according to what the Alphabet Boy channel say. He's the face of boxing. But our brother feels unappreciated in his own country. And why did I bring this up? Because the black population, it says here, we got 338 million people, 331 million people in America. So if you buy the narrative that, hey man, you know what it is, see what it is, see, you got all these races in America. And the reason why Wilder ain't selling out no events or breaking pay-per-view records because of racism. Okay. Let's run with that for a minute. You have a population of blacks, 44 million right here. Black America alone, 44 million. 44 million. So if our king, if their king, Deontay Wilder, can just galvanize a smaller percentage of black America to buy his pay-per-views, stuff like that, he could break pay-per-view records. You have to know how to tap into that market. Floyd Mayweather, he had all kind of racist nationalities buying his tickets. Whether they wanted to see him win or lose, it didn't matter. The bottom line is the bottom line. Ticket sales. But let's go here. And Floyd felt the same way. Floyd felt like he wasn't appreciated as well. He felt like he wasn't appreciated as well. But Floyd was like, I don't give a damn. Pay me. Right? I don't give a damn. Pay me. So now let's go here. Let's go here. Our brother Deontay Wilder, let's look him up. Let's look him up right quick. Let's look him up. As a matter of fact, let's look him up right quick. Because I'm going somewhere with this, guys. And then we're going to go to Tyson Fury. And then we're going to tie this into someone else. Because I want to show you guys something. Why does a man who's worth $30 million in America, has a net worth of $30 million in America, feels unappreciated? But not only that, is worried about, what the people feel about him, what they think about him. Our brother right here, as you can see, let me share this again. Our brother right here, guys, he has 2.7 million followers on Instagram. I'm going to show you guys something. 2.7 million followers on Instagram. If he can get a percentage out of 2.7 million followers, all of them is his Bomb Squad Nation. All of them is his Bomb Squad Nation. So you have the Bomb Squad Nation there. All you got to do is tap into that, and he can break all kind of pay-per-view records. He has not been able to tap into his strong 2.7 million social media following. I don't know what he has on Twitter, nothing like that. But we're just going to look at Instagram. He can tap into to that percentage and sell out venues. Hell, maybe he can sell out a football stadium in America. You got a bunch of black Americans here, 14% of the population, 44 million. Maybe he can sell that out. I doubt it. He wasn't able to sell out in a boxing event when he fought in Alabama, his own backyard. I done brought the receipts on that already. But our brother said he feels unappreciated. He feels like that, hey man, I've been a champion for 5 years. I had 10 title defenses, and it still ain't enough for them. So who is the them are you trying to prove? Who are you trying to please? You got a population of 331 million people. Who are the them? So let's say he's trying to please people in the boxing community. It's not enough for people in the boxing community. Who gives a damn? People, a lot of boxing fans are fickle. I wasn't even worried about it. Let's go here though. Sonny Liston. This guy's name is Sonny Liston. Sonny Liston was one of the baddest heavyweights in the history of boxing. Where am I going at with this? This is from 1960 something. This is from 1962. 1960 something. Sonny Liston felt like he was never appreciated in America. Around that time, it was very racial and tensions and stuff like that was up. America wasn't as diverse today as it was back then. Back then as it is today. But that's neither here nor there. He always wanted to be accepted amongst his own people, Sonny Liston. A lot of black people at that time, they was more in love with Floyd Patterson than they was Sonny Liston. Two black men, they liked one, but they wasn't crazy about the other one. They liked one, but they wasn't crazy about the other one. In this article right here, Sonny Liston talked about how he wanted to be accepted amongst his peers in the sport of boxing, how he wanted his people to accept him, but they never liked Sonny Liston. The people did not like Sonny Liston. When I say the people, I'm not talking about white people or Asians or nothing like that. I'm talking about a lot of black Americans did not identify with Sonny Liston. They identified with Floyd Patterson. This is an example of a fighter. This is what, 50 years ago? Yeah, about 50 years ago. Nah, 60 years ago. Almost 60. This is 1962. Almost 60 years ago. This is an example of a black American fighter who wanted to be appreciated amongst his own people, but he felt like that he never got their support. That's funny. 60 years ago. 60 years later, Wilder says he feels the same way. I'm going to tell you why. Let's go to his record. Let's go to his record. Wilder says that he feels unappreciated. He's defended his title 10 times. He fought Eric Molina, Duhopis, Spilka, Areola, Washington, Bermain Stavern, King Kong Ortiz, Fury, Dominique Brazil, King Kong Ortiz again, and then Fury. He compared himself to, he said, just like Floyd Mayweather. And he said that, hey man, he felt unappreciated like Floyd Mayweather did. Floyd Mayweather had a strong black American following. Floyd Mayweather had a strong black American following. Deontay Wilder has a strong Black American following. He does too. Deontay Wilder, for the most part, he got his Bomb Squad Nation. You know, they don't buy his pay-per-views like that, and you know, they don't, buy everything that he does from a ticket sales standpoint, but he has a strong Bomb Squad Nation. So that's why I kind of like, wait a minute. So let's look deep into this. Apparently, Deontay Wilder, when he went to the UK, I think he was on a Sky Sports telecast or something like that. He got a chance to see Anthony Joshua box. He got a chance to see, Anthony Joshua fighting in front of football stadiums. Anthony Joshua has fought in front of a sold-out football stadium. It's my belief at that point, this is where Wilder really saw what it was about. Wilder saw then, this guy's selling out football stadiums, and I'm struggling to sell out a hot dog stand in my country. I think this is the time where he felt like he wasn't really appreciated. And then he defended his title 10 times. Once he won the title, he defended it 10 times. But who did he fight? Who did he fight? He fought Eric Molina. He was Andy Ruiz before Andy Ruiz. He fought Johan Duhapis. He fought Arthur Spilker. He fought Chris Arreola, Gerald Washington, Bermain Stavern, Luis Ortiz, Tyson Fury, Dominique Brazil, Luis Ortiz, and Tyson Fury again. He said he felt like he didn't feel appreciated because of his accomplishments in the sport of boxing. I think that what happens is, now, this is what's not Deontay Wilder's fault. The level of opposition in boxing today is not good, especially coming out of America. If you look at the heavyweight fighters coming out of America, the better fighters are in the UK. The UK have better fighters. Heavyweight fighters. When it comes to the heavyweight division, let me preface that. When it comes to the heavyweight division, the UK has the better fighters. I don't care how you argue that, how you slice it up and down. Because if you look at what America got, we don't have nothing over here. We don't have nothing over here from the heavyweight division. We got Jared Anderson coming up. That's going to be my new favorite heavyweight. That guy there is going to be the next American heavyweight champion. And I think he's going to do real big, in my opinion. But if you look at Deontay Wilder's competition, Malik Scott, you got to understand, guys, like, in America, we love heavyweights that knock people out. This is why we love Mike Tyson. Tyson was knocking people out. Deontay Wilder has a higher knockout percentage than Mike Tyson. That's true. So you say, well, damn, man, how come the fans loved Mike? Mike was selling out all types of venues, getting paid $30 million guaranteed a fight, irregardless of who he fought. Why the American people not embracing Deontay Wilder like that? Because Wilder says here he doesn't feel appreciated. He doesn't feel appreciated. He says he's an exciting fighter. He doesn't feel appreciated. But I'm going to tell you why. Wilder, if you look at who he fought, the level of competition is not good here. This is just facts. I'm not tearing down my American heavyweight fighters. Who the hell we got? Tell me who we got in America that's outside of Deontay Wilder. Outside of Deontay Wilder and Jared Anderson, but he's young and upcoming. Who the hell we got in America? I'll wait. Please in the chat. Who in the hell do we have in America? Oh yeah, shout out to my brother Shelton, man. Shout out to Shelton. Shout out to Shelton. Who do we have in America outside of Deontay Wilder? Deontay Wilder is the biggest heavyweight star that we have. Back then when Tyson was around, they had a whole bunch of heavyweights. Evander Holyfield. What's the brother name? They had Larry Holmes, but Larry Holmes was old going out the door. They had what the brother that was in the military. As a matter of fact, let me pull these heavyweights up. Trevor Burbick. Let me pull these heavyweights up, guys. Let's do this. Let's pull these heavyweights up because I'm trying to show you guys something. He doesn't feel appreciated. Wilder doesn't feel appreciated. But, and you say, well, damn, I would think they would come out because when Mike Tyson was fighting, you know what I mean? They was coming out to see Mike because he was knocking people out. Mike was putting butts in seats as well. As Leonard Ellaby would say, Mike Tyson was putting butts in seats. We had Razor Ruddock. Razor Ruddock was from the UK, I think. He was Jamaican. Henry Tillman, Buster Douglas, who beat Mike Tyson ass, Carl the Truth Williams, Frank Bruno was from the UK, Michael Spinks, Tony Tubbs, Larry Holmes, okay, Terrell Biggs, Tony Tucker, Pinklin Thomas. A lot of these names people knew. James Bonecrusher Smith, Trevor Burbick. A lot of these names people knew. Miss Green was funny as hell. Not gonna lie. But then when you go up, after he got his ass whooped, right? He fought Peter McNeely. This guy was a nobody. Peter McNeely was a nobody. Mike sold it out, but this when he got out of prison. Buster Mathis Jr., he was nobody. Fought Frank Bruno again. Bruce Seldon. But we had Evander Holyfields. We had people like, let's look at Evander, because Evander fought some people. Evander fought some people as well. We had Evander Holyfields. This dude fought everybody. You see what I'm saying? He fought everybody. He fought James Toney. Holyfield had one too many fights. Lennox Lewis beat Holyfield twice, in my opinion. We had Mike Tyson, Evander Holyfield. We had really Big Daddy Bo. We had Ray Mercer. We had Michael Moore. You see what I'm saying? We had Burt Cooper. We had Big George Foreman. Who was 85 years old when he came back out of retirement. We had some well-known name champions back then. Right now, who the hell do we have right now, guys? Who the hell right now do we have right now, guys? The people who you fight matters. Who do we have right now? All we have in America, we got our brother Deontay Wilder, and then we ain't got nobody else in America. We don't have nobody else in America. We don't have nobody. Malik Scott. Well, he don't retire. He don't fight no more. Jason Gavern. Chris Arreola. Like literally, we don't have nobody. Gerald Washington. We have what the other dude name say he walked the earth like a god. What's that fighter name say he walked the earth like a god who AJ knocked out? Took the IBF from him. What? Oh yeah, Charles Martin. We got Charles Martin. The American heavyweight scene is pathetic. So even though you would say, hey man, and Trevor Bryan ain't fought no goddamn body. Oh yeah, Richard Slesky. We got Trevor Bryan. And we got Michael Hunter. Michael Hunter ain't nobody. I'll probably never get an interview from him for me saying that. But Michael Hunter ain't no goddamn body. Who in the hell is Michael Hunter? So in America, we got Charles Martin, Michael Hunter, Deontay Wilder, the only guy. We have Trevor Bryant. We got Andrew Ruiz, but Andrew Ruiz, he pull out his Mexican flag. So he represents for Mexico, even though he's an American. Even though he's an American. Right? It is what it is. Mercy Grace, shout out to Mercy Grace for dropping out quarter of a dub on your boy.
Hey, Leroy!
Super chat received.
Playtime's over, boy.
Mercy Grace said Wilder's numbers shot up in Fury too. Why? Because people thought it would be good. Fury, Wilder otherwise will not see the respect they want. Fought good fighters. See, who you fight matters, guys. We don't have nothing else in the heavyweight division that the people are interested in. Oh, we got Dominique Brazil over here. Dominique Brazil ain't no draw. Back when Mike Tyson was fighting, Mike Tyson used to fight certain guys. People already knew Mike was going to win before he stepped in the ring, but they sold out. They bought all his tickets, bought merchandise. Tyson was a brand. Deontay Wilder's not a brand. He got Bomb Squad. He got Alphabet Boy channels who say they support him, but the numbers don't show that. They support him on YouTube, but when it comes to separating their money from their pockets, it's all cap. They looking at illegal streaming and all this stuff. So I understand why Wilder doesn't feel appreciated in his own country. Sonny Liston felt the same way. Sonny Liston felt like he wasn't appreciated in his own country. But Sonny Liston was affiliated with the mob. Floyd Patterson was more clean cut and more respected amongst the black community. In the black community, they didn't really respect Sonny Liston like that. And he was looked upon as a bully. So when our brother Deontay Wilder says he feels unappreciated, when he says he feels unappreciated, right? Who does he feel unappreciated by? That's the question. I'm talking about illegal streaming. Streaming is not illegal. Yes, it is. Illegal streaming. There's such thing as illegal streaming. Bruce. Illegal downloads, stuff like that. Cause as a matter of fact, there's some. I'm gonna tell you how I know. There's some sites that know how to really like stream a fight illegally, like crack into it and stuff like that. Like literally. What y'all say? Who is Cop Killer? Cop Killer. What's going on with this Cop Killer guy? Oh, Cop Killer. What you say? He says Toby. Okay. It's cool. Anyways, shout out to Cop Killer, man. You contributing to the channel. Y'all handle that whatever, how y'all want to do it. It don't make me know, never mind. But anyways, Deontay Wilder doesn't feel appreciated in his own country. So does he mean that black people are not supporting him? He has a strong black army, the Bomb Squad Nation. He has 2.7 million followers on Instagram. I don't know what his Twitter account looks like. So he has millions of people who rock with him. But yet he feels like he doesn't feel appreciated. Sounds very familiar to Sonny Liston. Let's move on to the next one, though. Let's look at Tyson the Gypsy King Fury. Tyson Fury says, let's read this. Tyson Fury says, it says right here, Tyson Fury has lobbed a few verbal jabs towards Formula One ace Lewis Hamilton. This is a recent interview. By accusing the Mercedes-Benz driver of not paying taxes. Where am I going at with this? And the champ has bemoaned his lack of honors in his own homeland for his boxing exploits. Let's look at this. Tyson Fury says that he has bemoaned his lack of honors, meaning respect in his own homeland by his boxing exploits. So Tyson Fury is saying that, man, I'm underappreciated in my own country in the UK. Deontay Wilder feels unappreciated in America. Tyson Fury feels unappreciated in the UK. But let's keep going, guys. Very similar. Fury, the undisputed WBC heavyweight champion of the world, has won every major title available to a fighter in the sport of boxing. The most high-profile weight class, which is the heavyweight division. But guess what he says right here, guys? He says right here, but that he is yet to receive. Tyson Fury says that he is yet to receive the type of recognition he feels his efforts in the ring have deserved in the UK. Check this out. Tyson Fury feels like he does not get the respect, he does not get the recognition that he feels that he should get from his own country, the UK. This ain't no shade. I am not saying this. The Gypsy King, your king, is saying this. This ain't no shade. I am not saying this. Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder is saying this. These are two men that was once friends, Wilder and Tyson Fury. They was once real good friends. They was once good friends, are saying the same thing, that they do not feel appreciated in their own country. The question that I have for the American boxing fans, why does Wilder feel like he is not appreciated right here in America? And the question that I have for you UK fans is, why does Tyson Fury not feel appreciated in his own country in the UK? Why do they feel like that? Why do they feel like that? Because from what they tell me, they say that one or two of these guys is the biggest, is the face of the sport of boxing. Funny thing is, the guy who you say who is the face of the sport of boxing feels unappreciated in his own country. As a matter of fact, there's a Mexican named Canelo Alvarez that's in the lighter weight division. That's the face. Some will argue he's not, but the numbers speak for itself. You have Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder, 10 title defenses, great American heavyweight champion, and then we don't have nothing else after Wilder. The people, Wilder feels like the people didn't get behind him like he felt like they should have. So I wish he would have been more specific because he has a lot of black fans. And black people have money in America. And when black people want to buy something, they will buy anything. But Wilder feels unappreciated in his own country, and Tyson Fury feels the same way. Let's read it again just in case y'all think I'm throwing shade. Fury seemed like he always got something to say about other people as well. But that's neither here nor there. Tyson Fury has lobbed a few verbal jabs towards Formula One ace Lewis Hamilton. I don't even know who Lewis Hamilton is. By accusing a Mercedes-Benz driver of not paying taxes. Why you worried about whether he paying taxes or not, I have no idea. And the champ, Tyson Fury, has bemoaned his lack of honors in his own homeland for his boxing exploits. So, bemoaned. He doesn't have the boxing, he's not getting the recognition that he feel like he should good. Shout out to BG for dropping that quarter of a dub on your boy. Woo, I love that. Glad I stole that from Blue.
Hey, Leroy!
Super chat received.
Playtime's over, boy.
Coming to your trap and take over your trap. Shout out, let's look in the chat a little bit. Shout out to Maestro. Maestro, what's going on, fam? Please subscribe to Maestro Boxing, man. We're trying to get that brother to 1,000 subs. Shout out to the Queen, Lee Luna. Shout out to Thomas Newell. But let's answer the question, guys. Why does Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder both feel unappreciated in their own country? Both of them. And Fury says, what else he says? It says right here, it says that the Britain has yet to feature on the Queen's End of Year's honor list. Now, I guess this is some kind of list that you guys have in the UK. I don't know what this is. The Britain has yet to feature on the Queen's End of Year list. I don't know who that is. Years of honors. I don't know what that is. The Queen's End of Year honors. I don't know what that is. List, right? Despite arch rival Anthony Joshua having been awarded an OBE by Buckingham Palace in the past. Wait a minute. Here we go. 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 More money, money, more money, money, more. Here we go. Tyson Fury has yet to be featured on the Queen's End of the Year honors list, despite his arch rival, meaning someone who he hates very much. Hey, Anthony Joshua, you big dosser. You're nothing but a pumped up weightlifter. He is, despite his rival, the guy that he hates so much, a black man. So there was no systemic racism. There was no racism. Joshua didn't have the complexion for the protection. He's a black man, a direct descendant from the continent of Africa. So, you know, so we gonna get rid of that. Tyson Fury is a white guy. He has the complexion for the protection, but he feels like he is not appreciated in his own country. But the black Anthony Joshua doesn't feel that way. Even though he has a lot of fans in the UK who don't like him. But he doesn't feel that way. You want to know why? Because the numbers speak for itself. The Britain has yet to be awarded on the Queen's End of the Year honors list, despite his arch rival, Anthony Joshua, having been awarded an OBE by Buckingham Palace in the past. So let me ask you guys a question. Is Buckingham Palace racist? Why would they use all this racism to discriminate against their own kind, but look out for a black guy by the name of Anthony Joshua? So they're racist against Maestro Boxer, say they're racist against the gypsies. Hey, man. If that's the narrative, man, it is what it is. If that's the narrative, that's what it is. But now, so basically, racist Buckingham Palace is racist towards gypsies, so they choose Anthony Joshua to honor him. So now racism is the reason why Tyson Fury doesn't feel honored in his own country. So UK doesn't like, Philip Fly say UK doesn't like, UK is racist, period, but money talks. UK don't like gypsies or Irish. So this is what I want to ask you guys. So that leads me to my next question. Why is Tyson Fury doesn't feel appreciated in his own country? So are you guys saying it's racism? It's funny. I'm going to tell you why. Where I'm going at with this. Because if you guys are saying that Tyson Fury is not appreciated in his own country because of racism, they're using that same narrative over here in America for Deontay Wilder. So now, look at the irony in this. Two men, two champions. One is the former champion and one is the current champion. One will be considered white from the UK. According to some of you guys, racism is the reason why the UK hates gypsies. Tyson Fury is a gypsy, so racism is being put towards him. Over here in America, Deontay Wilder is from Alabama, African American. His fans and supporters will say, and even Wilder, Fury has a protection for the complexion. Well, if Tyson Fury has a protection for the complexion, apparently it's not working for him in the UK. Apparently it's not working for him in the UK. So whites are racist towards other whites depending on which ethnicity they come from. Okay, I got it. Now, in America, you have a lot of fans who support Deontay Wilder say that, hey, man, it's racism that's keeping Deontay Wilder down, even though he has a net worth of $30 million and he has two white managers. Net worth $30 million, two white managers. I fail to see how racism has stopped them, but I'm just saying. See, I knew y'all was going to go with the racism. I already knew that. So let me get this straight before I move on. Tyson Fury does not feel appreciated in his own country because UK is racist against gypsies. I got that. Now, in America, Wilder does not feel appreciated in his own country, and according to a lot of people in his fan base, racism plays a big part in that. The man is stopping Wilder. Two white managers, net worth $30 million. Damn, they stopping him pretty good. Two men who don't like each other anymore feel the exact same way about their respective countries. But this is what I got to say. Let's look here. When you look at the level of competition who Wilder fought, these guys, especially the American fighters, right? We don't have nothing outside of Deontay Wilder. I don't know how he didn't feel appreciated in his own country. I don't know, right? But with Wilder, you never know. He didn't feel appreciated in his own country. Tyson Fury doesn't feel appreciated in his own country. And it says right here. So basically, Tyson Fury is jealous of Anthony Joshua. The Britain has yet to feature on Queen's End of the year on the Queen's End of Year honors list, despite his arch rival, Black Anthony Joshua, having been awarded the OBE by Buckingham Palace. But we know the reason why he's been honored by Buckingham Palace because the UK is racist towards gypsies. I'm not saying that. That's what some of you guys are saying. Okay, cool. I don't know nothing about the UK. You guys know more than I do. I'm gonna leave it at that. However, Fury's run through boxing's heaviest weight class has received far more fanfare in the US. However, Fury's run through boxing's heaviest weight class has received far more fanfare in the US. Basically, what they're saying is Tyson Fury is more popular in the US than he is in the UK. Tyson Fury is more popular in the US than in the UK. That's something. That's very interesting. Very interesting. His win earlier this year against Deontay Wilder was enough for him to be awarded his second Fighter of the Year award from the Ring magazine. And he was recently named Boxer of the Year by ABC's ESPY Awards. So do you notice? Deontay Wilder hasn't even done this. So the question I have is this. How in the hell is Tyson Fury more popular in America than Deontay Wilder is in his own goddamn country? And Tyson Fury ain't from here. Tyson Fury is not popular or doesn't get the accolades in his own country in the UK. But he comes over here in America. He gets an ESPY award. He gets Fighter of the Year. The Fighter of the Year award from the Ring magazine. But in the UK, he can't get nothing. And the reason why, from what some of you guys are saying in the UK, because I'm gonna look at these chats. Let me look at these chats, man. Let me look at these chats. You know, I gotta start looking at these chats. Cause this ain't making this. I'm trying to figure out what the hell going on here. I'm not from the UK. So you guys know more about the UK than I do. Haleen, what you say, fam? Coach, the Irish and rep of Ireland warned Tyson Fury not to come here with the warning signs. Oh, I don't know. Tyson Fury is so racism is the reason why Tyson Fury doesn't get accolades in his own country. Let me get this straight. I want to know if I'm correct on this. I know that listen, guys, hear me out, guys. I know that some of you guys are going to be hurt. I know that some of you guys are going to be in your feelings today. I'm going to pay attention to the chat today. I don't know what it's like in the UK. So I can't speak on behalf of the UK. I can't speak on behalf of the UK, right? I can't really say I can speak on behalf of America because there are 331 million people in this country. But I'm trying to get to the bottom of this. How in the hell is Tyson Fury get more accolades in America than Deontay Wilder? How in the hell can Tyson Fury get more accolades than Deontay Wilder in his own goddamn country? Please, somebody help me with this. Because I know that Wilder's camp is going to say, you see what it is? See, you see what I'm saying? This is proof that there's racism alive in the sport of boxing. And they're trying to keep the black man, they're trying to keep their king Deontay Wilder down. You know what? Before I say this, I want to see do Deontay Wilder supporters, I'm not saying all of them feel that way, but do Deontay Wilder supporters have a point? Y'all ain't see that coming. Shout out to Mercy Grace for the super chat.
Hey, Leroy.
Super chat received.
Playtime's over, boy.
Does Deontay Wilder fan base have a point? Now you see where I'm going at with this. Now you know me. I don't play the race card. You guys know me. You guys know me. I don't play the race car. I sell them though, $9.99, $99, $99. I got race cars for sale for $9.99. But I don't play the race card. I used to though, 24, 25 years out of my 47-year life. Yeah, something like that. Yeah. But I'm just asking. Tyson Fury. Lady Shan say, Mal, it's BS. Fury is still white. Yeah, I don't know. So it seems like to me, Lady Shan, that's where I was going at with this. Both fans are playing the race card. If you talk to the Queen Lee Luna, hey, if you talk to Tyson Fury fans, they're saying that racism is the reason why the UK don't give him the accolades that he deserves in the UK. And if you talk to Deontay Wilder fans, they will say racism is the reason why Deontay Wilder don't get the accolades he deserves in America. Do you see the irony in this? These are two guys, Deontay Wilder, Tyson Fury. They was damn good friends 3 years ago. Now they hate each other. Well, Wilder hates Fury because he feel like Tyson Fury cheated him and stuff like that, and so did his fans. Okay, that's cool. But both of them have the same feeling about their country. Both of them have the same feeling about their country. Tyson Fury is from the UK, but he gets more accolades. And I got to throw this in here, guys. I'm not playing the race card, but I got to throw this out here. Because I know this is what's going to be said. He's getting accolades from the white mainstream media. However, Fury's run through boxing's heaviest weight class has received far more fanfare in the U.S. Far more fanfare in the U.S. His win earlier this year, meaning last year against Deontay Wilder, was enough for him to be awarded his second Fighter of the Year award from Ring Magazine. So this is a question I have. When Tyson Fury received his first Fighter of the Year award from Ring Magazine, where was he at? He received his second Fighter of the Year award from Ring Magazine, and he was recently named Boxer of the Year by at ABC's ESPY Award. So the question I'm asking is, does Deontay Wilder fans have a point? Because this shit, I'm confused right now. Two guys from two different countries. Racism is holding one guy back in his country, according to his supporters, what I'm seeing in the chat, and racism is holding another guy back in America, according to the chat. According to Wilder supporters. Two guys fan base feel exact same way. It's funny how Tyson Fury fans and Wilder fans, you guys are very similar. Very similar. And some of you will get offended by me saying this, and I understand. Oh, Master Obasa say drop him a link. Yeah, I'm gonna drop you the link. Because I want to invite people on, because I want to have people come on and explain this to me. I'm gonna drop the link, Master. Give me a minute, brother. I'm gonna drop the link for anybody who want to come on. And I'm gonna sit back and keep my mouth closed. I'm gonna sit back and keep my big ass mouth closed. I'm gonna just go ahead and drop the link right quick. It's been an hour already. Damn, time be going by fast, dog. Tyson Fury gets more love in America from the mainstream media than Deontay Wilder. He's not. Now, I don't think that's right. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think that's right. But Tyson Fury, a lot of people are sick of his antics. A lot of people are sick of the lies. Maybe the people in the UK are just sick of his lies. Maybe they are tired of, man, this dude pulling out of fights. He done pulled out a Vladimir Klitschko fight twice. He's never defended the title. He doesn't represent the UK as a champion the way we feel like he should. So could that be it? I'm just asking my brothers and sisters in the UK, could that be it? Could it be that the people in the UK are like, man, we tired of this guy. He doesn't represent America. He doesn't represent the UK boxing the way we feel like he should represent it. He lies a lot. He doesn't take the sport serious. He gets on drugs and yada, 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 and blase squaze, you know, he doesn't defend his titles. He pulls out of fights. Could that be it instead of racism? Because the guys who are talking about racism, have you ever taken that into accord? Why Tyson Fury, as a matter of fact, got a super chat I got a pass. Shout out to Joe Kelly for dropping that half a dub on your boy. That's $4.99 pound.
Hey, Leroy.
Super chat received.
Playtime's over, boy.
Joe Kelly said as soon as Fury beat Klitschko, UCAD said he failed a test months before against Hammer. Why? He passed all VADA tests versus Klitschko. Never any proof. Yeah, I didn't know that, brother. I didn't know that. I'm going to drop the link right here, though. So could it be that people are tired of Tyson Fury with his antics, failing drug tests, not taking the sport seriously, backing out of fights? Or is it racism why he can't get love in the UK? And if he gets more love in America than he does in the UK, could that be it? Could that be the reason why? I'm asking a legitimate question because I'm hearing the racism part, but you guys are not talking about all of the other stuff. Racism exists everywhere on the planet. This shit ain't going nowhere. People are racist against their own kind. It happens. Right? Finna drop the link. I got the link right there. I haven't pushed go yet. Now, Deontay Wilder, does his fans base have a point? How in the hell a white boy from the UK, you know, he a cheater, he a drug addict, but yet the media is openly embrace him. So guess what I found out? That means that Wilder is trying to find love. He's trying to be accepted amongst the mainstream media. This is the problem. He's trying to find love against the mainstream media. The same media that they say is racist. The same media that they say, oh man, you know, they racist towards us black people and we being oppressed in America. Well, if you really, this is my question to Deontay Wilder fans. If you really feel that way, why is Wilder trying to get acceptance amongst the racist white mainstream media? Let me drop the link. Let y'all cook. Wilder shouldn't even be worried about the mainstream media not appreciating him. Especially if you believe that they're racist against you anyways, and you don't have the protection for the complexion for the protection. But according to this, Tyson Fury is more popular. He's more popular. I don't want to say he's more popular than Deontay Wilder, but he's more popular in America than he is in his own goddamn country. Let everybody on, man. Shout out to Maestro Boxing.
What up, coach? How's it going, fam?
Going good. Shout out to South London in the building.
What's good, my bro?
Is that Peckham? Is that Stockwell? Is that Brixton?
Shout out to Lady Shan in the building.
Man.
There you go. I used to live on Talma Road in Brixton for a while, fam.
Hold on, guys. Hold on. Let me mute everybody right quick. And shout out. What we're gonna do? We're gonna hit the Ali bell for my co-host Shelton Moore.
Family, what's happening? What's happening?
And hit the Ali bell. It is what it is. Now, I'm not gonna do a whole lot of damn talking. I'm gonna let you guys talk. Now, again, my point is this. Tyson Fury says in the article, got it right here, got the receipts, saying that, hey man, he doesn't feel appreciated in his own country for the most part, right? And everybody in the chat said it's because it's racism. Not everybody, but certain people said it because it's racism. That, you know, the British is racist towards gypsies. But without bringing up the fact that Tyson Fury has a history of pulling out of fights. Tyson Fury is perceived not to take the sport seriously. He's failed several drug tests. They say He failed drug tests. He drinks a lot of alcohol. He had mental health issues, and according to Tyson Fury, you just never know with me because when I'm telling the truth, people think I'm lying, and when I'm lying, people think I'm telling the truth. And they say Tyson Fury plays a lot of head games. So my thing is this here: is it the racism, the reason why he is not popular in his own country, or is it his antics and his character outside of the ring?
Antics.
All right, so lady saying say antics. Maestro, what you got to say, brother?
Maestro, you're muted.
Oh, sorry about that, Maestro. My bad. Sorry about that.
No, it's all good, bro. So I think what's happened with both Wilder people and Fury people, and I said this in the chat, is they've taken an issue that you could say is maybe about 10%, maybe a little bit more, but I'll just say 10%, and they've made it the 100% issue. So I mean, sometimes things lean a little bit of a nuance, and you look at Wilder, you look at the alphabet channels as you call them, right, Coach? And yes, I look at that as the symptom to the problem, right? But they are actually not the group that started the problem. The group that started the problem were the reporters, and I'm not going to say any names, but there were a few of them that were referring to members of the boxing fandom as the demographic, quote unquote, which was code word for black people. And we're sending dog whistles out for many, many years. And we're pretty much not giving black athletes much credit for things. And we're down talking black people. So what ended up happening was this. They ended up pushing black people over to channels that were the pro-black channels. And then those more pro-black channels became more extreme and extreme and extreme over time, to the point where they started pushing narratives that like we're so far from the truth about things just to get clicks. But the original problem was actually that black people were not really getting a fair shake, I don't think. And I can tell you the various fighters, who were getting nothing but pretty much negative news, and their fans were always referred to as the quote unquote demographic. Now, you look at the UK stuff with Fury, yes, to the eye, or to especially somebody from the United States, North America like us, you look at Tyson Fury, he's a white person. But if we looked at the Jews at the time of the Holocaust, yeah, they were just white people too. But in Europe, Jews and gypsies, and there's some other groups too, but principally those two, are groups that have been discriminated against and face racism and were targeted for extermination by the Nazis during the Holocaust. That is a fact. The fact is there is anti-gypsy sentiment in Europe and in England too. And okay, we can't call it racism, but let's call it xenophobia. Let's call it bigotry. It does exist for sure. Is that the principal reason why Tyson Fury is disliked? I would say no. I mean, he said homophobic things that turn people against him. He is engaged in activity that you've already mentioned that people do not like and don't want to associate with. And in general, I think culturally in England, the shit talker is not like revered or as accepted as much as the shit talker is here where we live in the United States. And Tyson Fury is a shit talker who's also engaged in behaviors that people find abhorrent. So look, does the fact that he's a gypsy have something to do with it? I won't say that it doesn't, but is it the whole thing? No, I think the majority of the thing is the antics. And then the last thing I wanted to say is, why is he more accepted here? There's been a thirst in the United States for white boxers and white world champions for a while. I mean, they did a movie about it called The Great White Hype. Larry Holmes talked about it when he was taking on, I think it was Jerry Cooney back in the day. Like, we cannot deny that that's a fact. As somebody who watches the sport, I think that a lot of the same people that were behind Triple G were the same people who would refer to us as the demographic and became fans of this guy who, yes, he's Asian or partly, or Kazakh or whatever, but they like fully embrace him. So I'll just leave it at that, and then I could talk about a little bit more later. But I know. All right, let
me go ahead and let someone from the UK speak on this. Shane, I'm coming to you next. South London. Oh, Shane, sorry about that. South London, go ahead, fam. Sorry about that.
I just want to break it down in the most simplest form, right? You have Wilder, you have Fury. They've been in the game for close to 10 years now. And then you have AJ, who's been in maybe about 7 years or so, something like that. But what you have to understand is who's worked harder. I know they've had more fights than him, but who's worked harder? Who's gone the route of the most resistance? And that's where the main problem is. Fury has a lot of fights where we don't know who he's fighting. And likewise with Wilder. Wilder has a lot of fights where we're like, oh, where the hell did he get this guy from? Right? And AJ has come in the game. He's been knocking guys out. He just knocks guys out. He became world champion early, and he just continued on that road from there. People could see the greatness. And now people can argue that Wilder knocks people out. But you see, the problem with that is, right, you hear about this guy called Wilder. He's knocking people out. And then you're like, yeah, let me tune in for the next Wilder fight. Then he looks like shit the whole fight. And then he knocks somebody out. Okay, cool, but it's not sustainable. So you can't really jump on that Wilder train just yet. So you say, okay, maybe you just look like shit in that fight. Let me and against the nobody as well, but let me see the next fight. So you tune in now, he's fighting another nobody and he looks like shit again. And this is the problem, yeah? He just looks like crap every time he fights. So at the end of the day, for me, yeah, AJ fights proper fighters and he beats them up. Yeah, and that's what people want to see. Yeah, he's an exciting champion. The other guys, they're fighting people we don't know. Yeah, and in Wilder's case, he's looking like crap. And in Fury's case, okay, yes, you're outclassing these people, but then you're not delivering enough knockouts and you're not having too many intriguing fights. And I believe that's where the problem is. So all this talk about race and all of this, if we could just put that to the side, yeah, the real reason why people are not buying their tickets and buying their pay-per-views is because you keep on fighting people that are nobodies. You keep on not having the best fights. Like, you keep on avoiding AJ. There's so many things. Do you know how much fans some of these guys would have now if they just fought AJ, beat him up?
So,
like, all the fans would just be jumping on their D, as it were. But you know,
all right. So basically, what you're saying is, because of the lack of competition that not Deontay Wilder, Tyson Fury, from a UK standpoint, the lack of competition that Tyson Fury has fought, that's one of the reasons why. Well, that's the main reason why. One of the reasons why he's not as popular in his own country than he is here in America. Is that what you're saying? And it's not the racism. The race card?
Yeah, because even with AJ's stance on the whole Black Lives Matter thing, that didn't stop him from selling out the Pulev fight.
Right.
That's not going to stop him from selling out the Tottenham Stadium as well.
Right. Okay, so you made your point. So South London said that it's Tyson Fury's antics and not antics, but lack of competition. And I would even add the antics as to the reason why he doesn't fight. He doesn't get the respect that he deserves. And Maestro said something key. In America, they've been looking for the great white hope for a while. So when Tyson Fury came over here and he beat, what they quote unquote the baddest guy on the planet, ESPN was and the mainstream white media embraced him wholeheartedly. They was like, yes, this is it. You know what I mean? This is it. You know what I mean? So I get what he's saying. Lady Shan, my sister, go ahead, sis. What you got to say about this?
Could you just ring the alarm for the Fury fanboys that are in the chat? Ring the alarm. Sound the fucking alarm. Sound it. I need it sounded. Yeah, I need it sounded. Because I'm coming from the UK side. Yeah.
So Lady Shan is coming from the UK side of the fence. Go ahead, sis.
Fucking ridiculous. Listen, I'm going to break it down.
Please try not to curse too much.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to break it down to you. Sorry. I'm going to break it down to you. There's two different types of gypsies. There's Romanian, which are from the European, and they have olive skin.
Hold on, young man, you know. Go ahead.
two different types of gypsies: olive skin, the Romany gypsies, olive skin, dark hair, and then there's the Tyson Fury gypsies, which I can't remember the specific name, but they are descendants from Ireland. They are white, right? So they're white. When Tyson Fury walks into a room, into a boardroom meeting, he's not seen as anything else but as a white man, other than if you know that he's a gypsy, whatever.
Right.
He walks into a room, he's a white man. I walk into a room with white people, I'm the black girl that's walked into the room. Don't let people on this chat try and dupe you and try and cling it to racism, because I take that offensive, because you're trying to say that Tyson Fury is a race. His gypsyism is a race. No, it's a culture. That's like what people, when they say they're Spanish, you're only Spanish if you're from Spain. You may be black and speak Spanish. That is, Spanish is an ethnicity. I'm sick of it. So what I'm trying to say is Tyson Fury still has white privilege. Is there prejudice against gypsies? Yes, there is. But if AJ or a black African hailing from Africa or roots from Africa and a white man steps into the room, the white man gets the privilege. So I don't know why people's trying to hang on and try and attach themselves to racism. The real racism was black people. As you saw what happened with the football, the dads that missed the penalty, we was called the N-word. That is racism. If the guys were gypsies, there's racism with black people, there's prejudice with gypsies. Tyson Fury is not accepted here unless it was in Fanboy City. It's because of his antics, because of his lack of class, because of his lack of grace, because of his lack of sportsmanship, and because of his trash resume. And that's it.
Okay, Lady Shanda. Okay, all right. You make a valid point. Again, I don't know about the culture in the UK, but you make a valid point about Tyson Fury's resume, Tyson Fury's antics, and other things. My brother Shelton, thank you so much, my co-host, for being. Hold on, Shelton, you got to unmute yourself, brother.
I'm here, Coach. I'm here. Thanks for having me.
You want to speak on the what you want to speak on the Wilder side of the fence, or?
Yeah. I mean, the thing is this, man. I'm listening to everybody and I'm reading the chat, and there's good things and some kind of off base things being said. But here's how I see it, and this is just my opinion. Both of these dudes found an angle that sells. If you've been living in this country, racism sells. You've seen it with Ali. You've seen it with Mayweather. You've seen it with Wilder. This shit sells. Tyson Fury figured out that I can appeal to a certain, as my man Maestro says, demographic, and they bought into it. It sells. Now here's the problem. Like my man Maestro was saying, he's telling the truth. It's not sustainable. Because see, boxing, there's racism in boxing. There's racism in every aspect of American life. That's a fact. You can't change that. The country was built on racist tenets. But once you get inside that ring, it doesn't matter what color you are. Can you fight or can't you? Now, for me, my criteria is always who you fought and who you beat. And so I'm always going to look at that because I've been spoiled by the Ali era of a man just fighting killer after killer after killer after killer after killer and beating them. Then you go to, after Ali, Sugar Ray Leonard, Duran, Hagler, Hearns, fight all the killers, beat them, fight each other. You know what I'm saying? So I'm spoiled off of that era, the Mike McCallum era. You know, these guys fighting everybody, whoever's the number one guy, we fighting that guy, we beating that guy. That's what I'm used to. Then you get these two clowns. He got one win over Klitschko, which was a boring fight, but he won the fight.
Yeah.
Who has he fought since? Who has he beat
Wilder.
since? Deontay Wilder.
Yeah.
Deontay Wilder was the heavyweight champ, WBC heavyweight champion of the world. 10 title defenses. Who did he fight and who did he beat? A bunch of nobodies. So when you start to hear people saying, well, he's just racist against him, the system set up against him, like you say, coach, well, the system is set up against you, and you got two white managers, you had a white arbitrator rule in your favor, you got a net worth of $30 million. Well, shit, I want the system set up against me like that.
Hey, all right, so listen, man. Hey, hold on. Y'all billionaire. Hey, Shell, let me put you on mute right quick. Y'all billionaire, go ahead, fam.
Hey, that was a hell of a breakdown by everybody. I would just want to add that. Who is Tyson Fury's best friend in boxing?
Wow, I don't know that.
Is it always Billy? He's always with Billy Joe Saunders.
Let me. As a matter of fact, let me unmute everybody. Everybody unmute. I don't, Sheldon, unmute yourself, Maestro.
Yeah, he's right. He's right, Billy Joe Saunders. He's right.
Billy Joe Saunders is his best friend.
Billy Joe Saunders is his best friend, right?
Yep.
And can that be argued that Billy Joe Saunders is not as popular as some of those guys that's middleweight over there? Doesn't get as many, not as many people are fans of Billy Joe in the UK. Is it because of his, because he's a gypsy, or is it because of his antics too?
I think it's a combination of both. I think
not a combination of both. It's because of his antics. He said some derogatory stuff about domestic violence. He said a lot
how to beat a woman, right?
So yeah, it's not about.
I agree, it's his antics, but like the fact that he wasn't more popular goes far back before that. I mean, this is a guy who represented Britain at the Olympics and turned pro at a very young age, and he was never really like a star the way a George Groves was or other guys I can mention. And that was way before he was like doing the thing with the drug addict or talking about, like, that's all recent stuff.
No, it's not. Billy Joe Saunders is because Billy Joe Saunders has always irked people since the beginning. He's always, as soon as he's been interviewed in anything, going back even towards the Olympics, he said stuff that he has a very dark humor that some people find funny and some people find offensive.
Yes, I'm not saying that he hasn't. I'm just saying the stuff about the domestic violence and the other thing. But look, I look at it like this too, right? If we look at the Wilder situation with race, like if Wilder said, you know what, if I was a white guy from Alabama, like I'd be much more popular and I'd be a much bigger star, I would agree with that. My favorite.
No, he wouldn't. Go ahead, bro. But no, he wouldn't, because he ain't fought no goddamn body.
Well, let me just get to it, right? When I was growing up in boxing, there was a guy named Baby Joe Messi who was all over ESPN, who was selling up arenas in Buffalo, New York.
I remember.
Every time he fought, he was on ESPN on Friday Night Fights, and they were talking about putting him on HBO. My favorite baseball player growing up was Barry Bonds. The level of hate that brother got compared to other baseball players that were accused of using steroids was like next level hate. All right. But here's the thing. I would agree with Deontay up to that point if he had just left it at that. Where you miss me is where you start saying that the reason you lost to Tyson Fury is because of racism, is because of the system. Like, that's two totally different things. And that's a bridge that, like, I can't cross with you, fam. Like, if you want to talk about systemic racism in the United States, I'm with you. If you want to say that black athletes are treated differently than white athletes, I'm with you as well. But once you start saying that the reason you lost to Tyson Fury is because of race, and then after you do that, do what you did to Mark Breland, like, that's where you lose me completely 100%. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah.
All right, let me slide in real quick.
It does. Go ahead, bro. From the UK, go ahead, bro.
Let me slide in real quick here.
Go ahead, brother.
Now, I am of the opinion that if we just put the racism to side for 1 second, yeah, and I'm gonna touch on the Billy Joe thing right now. Okay, so if Billy Joe Saunders' resume is as deep as, let's say, a Canelo Alvarez, and he was beating people in incredible fashion and putting in the work, and how many heavyweight champion and whatnot, do you not think that this guy's popularity would have skyrocketed? Because I argue that it's the work. I argue is that it's the work that these men are putting in. They're not putting in the type of work that AJ is putting in. That's why when people say, "Oh, but look at AJ's resume," they're saying it for a reason. Because, okay, he might not be fighting Deontay Wilder level or Tyson Fury level, but he's fighting all the levels underneath that. And these men are fighting levels way below the people that AJ are fighting, and then wanting the same level of praise, which doesn't make any sense.
Well, let me ask
you need,
yeah.
Can
Let me, because you're comparing Billy Joe to Canelo, which I don't really think is a fair comparison. Like, compare Billy Joe to George Groves. Is George Groves more popular than Billy Joe at his peak? I would say that's without question, yes. Is George Groves' resume better than Billy Joe's resume? I would say that it's not. So I would compare those two more than compare Canelo to Billy Joe.
Maestro,
Okay,
I would have to disagree with you on that point, brother, because if you look at Billy Joe Saunders' resume, who did he fight? Who's the best person he fought other than Canelo Alvarez?
Their best win on each of their resume is probably Eubank.
Yep, exactly.
Oh, no.
And what do we let's be honest.
The gap.
Hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second. 1 second. Going through the whole panel, including the coach. Where do we rank Chris Eubank?
We don't.
Well, I'm not
gonna lie to you, man. I don't know a whole lot of. I know about his father. I don't know much about Chris Eubank Jr. To be honest with you.
I don't rank him that highly, but the question was who is Billy Joe's best win, and to me, it's probably David Lemieux or Chris Jr. But then the question is who is George Groves' best win? And George Groves was a big time guy in London at his peak, like.
Right,
but see, he got that fight with Carl Frost, even though he lost. Those were huge fights over there, right? Didn't he sell 90,000 at Wembley, Frost?
That's what I'm saying, but
exactly.
Billy Joe would not have been able to do 90,000 against Carl Frost at Wembley. He just wouldn't have.
I think so. If there was a level, go ahead, Chan.
Carl Frost didn't do 90 at Wembley. He did 80.
Well, whatever it was 80. Those were George Groves fans for the most part, not Carl Frost, and even Carl Frost would admit that.
But what you got to look at, hold on, brother. What you got to look at is this: every great fight that you've seen in America, UK, whatever, it depends on who your dance partner is.
Yeah,
you got to have a dance partner. Now, if Billy Joe had been around in Carl Frost's time, and Carl Frost and Billy Joe fought at Wembley Stadium, they sell it out.
Yeah.
My point is, Billy Joe ain't fought no goddamn body.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
None of these dudes have fought any goddamn body.
Hey, and then
even AJ ain't really fought nobody, but he fought the best dudes that were available. The best.
And you know what?
That's the point. That's the point. Even Larry Holmes went through the same thing. Well, Larry Holmes ain't fought nobody. He can only fight the dudes that's available.
Well, you know what? You know what, Coach? I was about to ask something about this too. Where did AJ win his gold medal at? Didn't he win it in London? Wasn't there Olympics in London at the time?
He got the biggest promotional push you could ever get as a UK fighter. He won the gold medal at 2012 in London in the super heavyweight division. There's nothing bigger than that. And AJ turned pro as a star. AJ was fighting lower level competition in sellout arenas. To say that that's not true is like, that's actually the truth.
Every fighter has their first like 10, 11, 12, 13 fights padded. It's not so. I'm just. What was your point on that, Maestro? Sorry, just.
Absolutely, everybody has it padded. What I'm saying is, he was already a star. He was doing that in front of sellout arenas. Like
so, you said he had the Sugar Ray Leonard push.
Well, when you win a gold medal in London,
I would say it was even bigger than Sugar Ray Leonard push.
Do you know one thing I'll say? Do you know one thing I'll say,
brother? That's a bold statement.
You know one thing I'll say? I don't think he was selling out arenas straight away.
No, he wasn't.
He weren't selling out arenas straight away.
It's when he went with Dillian White. That was his first PPV, and that's where it all started. Maestro, what you say the greatest push is was that a bad thing or a good thing?
No, I'm not saying it was. I'm not stating it as a good thing or as a bad thing. It was great for AJ, and he deserved it. He's a UK heavyweight.
So that means it's a good thing, then, what you're saying?
It's a good thing, but he got a good push. And the funny thing is, I think people in the UK will acknowledge this. You know, the UK are more accepting of boxers of all different colors, of all different backgrounds, of all different races than they are in the United States. I mean, You could be a Prince Nazim Hamed. You could be a George Groves. You could be a Frank Bruno. You could be and you know the British public will embrace you. You know that's not.
Well, see, there's another thing too. Now, see, because you mentioned Frotch, right? Now, Lady Chan hates this, and a lot of my UK brethren hate this, but I think Carl Frotch is one of my favorite fighters.
He's a dog.
Yeah, no, I just
he's a dog.
Like but he's a brilliant
He's a
fighter.
dog. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah.
I mean, that's why I hate it when people start to compare like these Billy Joes and these other guys to Frotch, because Frotch fought everybody, and Frotch was a fucking dog.
I didn't compare him to Frosh. I didn't compare him to Frosh. I compared him to George Groves. George Groves Frosh. I was at Carl Frosh's fight live in Nottingham when he fought Jean Pascal because I was living in London.
Right. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And I went up for it. Like Carl Frosh was a hometown star in Nottingham. He was a legit star in his hometown. And the other thing you got to remember too about the UK fighters, a lot of them attach themselves to the local football team. That's what Ricky Haddon did with Man City, right? More recently, that's what what's the kid that got upset up north from the Mexican dude Lara.
Josh Warrington. Josh Warrington.
He's got matter of fact, the rematch is coming up soon against Lara.
Warrington did with Leeds United, right? Up there in that part of the country, you know. So it's a little bit different, the fan bases for boxing in England and in the United States.
Yeah, what would you see? This is my thing. You lived over there. Can I ask you a question? Can I ask the people from UK a question?
Sure.
Okay, so where is boxing in you guys' popularity pecking order when it comes to sports?
Oh, it's quite low down. It's quite low. It's football, cricket, tennis. What's the next one down? It's not boxing.
I would even put athletics over boxing as well.
Snooker, which is weird. I know, sounds weird, and then probably boxing.
Okay. Wait, so that dispels the myth that I've been hearing from just certain channels and just even certain people who been on this platform. They say, well, the reason why AJ is able to sell out in a stadium is because the UK is boring. There's nothing over there. I mean, these are guys who've never left their neighborhood, let alone their city or their state. But they say that the UK is boring. There's nothing over there. You guys in the UK don't have nothing to do. So so basically they're saying that if anyone was to fight, you guys are going to come out 90,000 deep, and your tickets are cheap, only like $2-3 American dollars, and everybody can get in for that. So
so let me slide in on that one. What AJ's doing, nobody else is doing. That's the crux of it. Over here, what AJ is doing, nobody else is doing. And in fact, I'll go even one other than that. What Canelo Alvarez is doing, no one else is doing. It's only AJ and Canelo Alvarez really actually pushing the boundaries when it comes to making that top money. Everybody else is they're if anything, if their purses are rising, it's because AJ and Canelo are putting eyes on the sport. And that's the facts.
Yeah.
So let me say something right quick. That's the comparison I make with AJ and Canelo. The reason that in my opinion, that they are better than all these other guys is because they always working. They always in the gym. They always in shape, and they're always active. So if you stay active and you constantly fighting guys who are coming off a year layoff, 10-month layoff, 13-month layoff, you're gonna smash these dudes because they haven't been active and they haven't been working.
Absolutely. And the other side of it too is, let's be frank, I mean, they all about their business. They're serious grown-ass men that don't act like clowns over and over and over again on the internet. They're two serious people, AJ and Canelo Alvarez. And you cannot really say the same about Deontay Wilder or about Tyson Fury. I mean, I don't know if it's on purpose or if it's by accident, but even look at the weightlifting thing that like he did the other day on Instagram. I mean, what can I say? It's just not serious.
Shout out, hold on. I'm glad you said that. Shout out to what my brother name? Not Malik Scott, but Joey Scott. Shout out to Joey Scott, Deontay Wilder strength and conditioning coach. Shout out to that brother, that man. I talked to him on the phone. He's a good guy. I want to give a shout out to my brother Toon for dropping that quarter of a dub on your boy.
Super chat.
All right. He said, "I'm here, coach. Salute to the chat and salute to the channel." So, this leads to my next question. So, I guess it's up in the air. Some people saying that, okay, I guess we don't dispel the myth of the racism thing is the reason why Tyson Fury is not popular in his own country. Wilder feels like he's unappreciated in his own country as well. So, and AJ is big. AJ is big in the UK in the heavyweight division. So let me ask you another question. I got y'all on this one. I got y'all. If the roles were switched, if Anthony Joshua was accomplishing the same things, but he was from America, and if Deontay Wilder was accomplishing the same things that he's doing now, but if he was in the UK, would Deontay Wilder be more popular in the UK? Like popular, and will Anthony Joshua be popular in America?
No, it would still be the same. If they would still fight, if either one of them was fighting trash can after trash can, D-level fighter after D-level fighter, the results would be the same.
Yeah.
That's what boxing is about. Who you fought and who you beat. That's my argument with all these so-called big fights that's coming up. Well, Errol Spence is the king of the welterweight division. Well, who did he fight and who did he beat? He ain't fought nobody. So how you gonna call this man the king when he's got another guy running around with the belt saying he's the best, but you ain't fought that guy? You fought all these lower level guys and beat them. You haven't done anything. You got to fight the best to be called the best. What did Ric Flair say most famously? To be the man, you got to beat the man. Period.
Yeah, and the other thing too is, look, I can understand how it kind of hurt the brother's feelings to go over there and do the commentary for Vladimir Klitschko against, against AJ, right? He's out there. He's sitting at Wembley Stadium. There's like 90,000+ people over there, and he's like, "Damn, how come I can't get this in the United States? Like, I can't even fill out an arena, and I'm over here, and like these people love this guy so much that they're in this huge national football stadium cheering his name, and this is such a big event." You know, I could see how we'd feel a certain way about that, but at the end of the day, that's not AJ's fault. You know what I mean? It's not AJ's fault that he won an Olympic gold medal. It's not AJ's fault that he's in England. And look, you know, I went out to my room to get over that. People in the UK know what that is. You know, that's from being from my father's side. I wasn't born out there, but my dad was. And the idea that, you know, there's nothing else to do in the UK but football and boxing is like ridiculous. Like, there's a lot of sports in the UK that are supported to a way bigger extent than they are over here. Other than boxing, my major sport, in the sport that I competed in, what was track and field, called athletics out there in the UK, it gets no support over here in the United States, despite the fact that the United States has a great history of it. In England, you know, in the UK, track and field / athletics is very supported, you know.
Even rugby is a big sport.
Yeah,
you got
rugby, you've got cricket, you've got cycling, you've got all kind of different sports. They get all kind of support. And I just think in general, as much as people in the United States probably don't want to hear this, the United States does not give a fuck about sports unless typically it's the NFL and the NBA. And then everything else behind is like way behind. And when you think about it, here in New York City, where I live, right, you got 2 professional football teams in the NFL. London has like, what, 7, 8? You know, they got a bunch in the Premier Division and a bunch more. You know, the level of interest in sport in England is so much greater than it is here in the United States, where it's literally just the NFL, the NBA, and then everything else is like a distant 3rd or 4th or 5th or not even on the map. So again, that's not AJ's fault. You know what I mean?
Can I just read out what the top 10 most popular sports are in the UK. The top 10.
Yeah, go ahead, Shan. Yeah, I want to hear this. Go ahead.
So number 1 is football. You guys call it soccer. Number 2 is cricket. Number 3 is rugby. Number 4 is tennis. Number 5, believe it or not, is badminton. Number 6 is horse racing. Number 7 is athletics. Number 8 is swimming. Number 9 is netball. And number 10 is hockey. Boxing isn't even in the top 10.
That's field hockey, ladies and gentlemen, which is actually the sport of hockey in the world.
So boxing isn't even in the top 10, Malachi.
It's a myth, the idea that like boxing is so big versus here because there's nothing else to do. Nah, there's a lot of other stuff to do. It's just that over there they support sports to a level that we cannot even imagine here in the United States because, you know, it's the NBA, it's the NFL, then the NBA, then way behind everything else, it's the third and fourth.
Well, the reason why I say that is because, you know me, this channel is a narrative busting channel. I wanted to blow that narrative up. So when I hear certain people who come with this, well, this is why it sounds like an excuse. It is an excuse because you're making an excuse for why a particular person who you favor, I would say, is not reaching the level of success that you want to in comparison to someone like an Anthony Joshua. And this is how they do it. You see what I'm saying? And that's just simply not true. They don't come with receipts on that. Shan just read the receipts. So I'm like, God damn.
Let me slide in real quick before I forget this one. In the UK, right, there's a thing that we do where, like, when people are up and coming, we let another top up and coming fighter, and we make the 2 top up and coming fighters fight each other. And somebody mentioned what was it? George Groves. Yeah. So George Groves had an intriguing fight with, as you know, Carl Froch, but he also had an intriguing fight with James DeGale. DeGale. And these are the things that happen. Joshua fought Dylan White, and this is what we do in the UK. Daniel Dubois fought Joe Joyce, and these are the things that set you up to make you a bigger star in the future. But in America, you know, you've got all these American stars, but how many of them have fought each other?
Man, this is what I'm saying. Like Maestro, we're right here in the United States. You in New York, I'm in Miami, bro. We don't have, bro. We got Wilder is the biggest star in America from a heavyweight division standpoint, right? And Maestro, you're right across the street from that. Look like that's Yankee Stadium, right?
He's the biggest.
That's Yankee Stadium. That's Yankee Stadium.
He the biggest star on PBC, Wilder.
He's the biggest star. He makes the most money on the PBC, right? Even though this is facts, but that's all we have. You have Wilder, and then there's everyone else. Right. I'm saying, you know, I'm just saying, like, you know, we have Jared Miller, which you know, that's my guy. Like he's going to be the next American heavyweight champion of the world. You know, I honestly feel that way. But I like Charles Martin's. Come on, dude. Like, you know, I mean, Gerald Washington, bro. Like, we don't have nobody.
Your boy though, who fighting for that? Who fighting for that? What's your boy name?
Think about this.
Think about
this. Yeah. Now think about this. If all these guys had fought each other on the come up, rather than fight all these tomato cans that they've been fighting, if they had fought some of these guys on the come up, I guarantee you their star power will be much bigger now, because then you can sell it as USA versus USA. Who's going to be the main man that everyone's going to look at after this fight? If that makes any sense. But they don't follow that system. They just keep everybody apart and say, oh, well, I'm better than him, blah, blah, blah. Who's he for? And like, at the end of the day, yeah, nobody cares. Nobody's buying into that. And you have to make us care. And they're not doing anything that makes anybody care. And that's why they're not popular.
The other thing they don't do, fam, over here that they do a lot in the UK is they make someone a local star in the UK, and then they make them a national star in the UK, and then they blow up and become an international star. Before Prince Nazim Hamed was selling out London, he was selling out his hometown in Sheffield, right? So he went from Sheffield to London and then blasted onto the scene here in New York. Over here, they don't really develop you in your hometown and build you up into a hometown star, right? What they do is they send you to some venue, halfway across the country. It might be a Native American reservation, right? It might be a small convention center somewhere, or where you don't have a fan base, where you have no shot of becoming a star. And they just try to build you up as a star on television, which is why there aren't that many ticket sellers in the sport. And I know Terrence Crawford is my brother's favorite fighter. And the one thing I will give Top Rank credit for is, for a stretch, they were building up Terrence Crawford in Omaha, Nebraska. They even had guys like Warren Buffett, who was from there, turning up to the fight. You know what I mean? But you rarely see that anymore. Most of Wilder's fights were over here in New York City at his big in Brooklyn. Like, when's the last time he fought in Alabama? Right?
He fought in Alabama one time that I can remember. He didn't sell him out. Yeah,
right?
It was like 12,000.
Wasn't it the first Severn fight?
Yeah, that was Romain Severn fight. As a matter of fact, I have it right here.
Right? Whereas you look at Kell Brook, I mean, he starts off in a local leisure center in Sheffield, and it turns into the arena. The next thing, he's fighting in the football stadium in Sheffield. Like, that's the model in the UK. You build locally, you develop local, right? And we just do not have that model out here.
Yeah, that is true, man. Like, again, like we have Deontay Wilder, and that's all we have, right, in the heavyweight division. Everybody else is, I'm just calling it like it is. Like in the UK, you guys have a lot more heavyweights, decent heavyweights over there, and you're grooming them and stuff like that. I think the politics is killing the sport of boxing over here in America. Someone like Wilder, you know, whether you like him or not, and I'm one of his biggest critics. Everybody knows I'm one of his biggest critics, mainly because of his rabid fan base. I will be honest with that. But I'm honest about that. I'm honest about that. But I think that he's trying to find validation with the white mainstream media. The only problem I have with that is, if you feel like, this is how my mind works. If I feel like these people are racist against me, yada 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 yada, then my concern should not be I want to be appreciated by them. That shouldn't even be on your mind. Say, look, I got my people, I got my bomb squad nation. They support me. I'm a Black American. I may be to connect with my Black Americans or other nationalities in my own country, and I have something special here. I wouldn't even worry about it's like complaining about the Ku Klux Klan being racist when you know that they the Ku Klux Klan. I mean, I'm not trying to make it racist. You guys know me, I don't go there, but I'm just saying, like, it doesn't make sense. Like, hell if you're not getting the validation from the mainstream media, who cares?
You don't have to say, oh, I'm not trying to make it racial or racist. You know why, Coach? Because I have to say the same thing repeatedly when I'm speaking about this. I didn't make it racial or racist. Right. Deontay Wilder made it racial and racist. Yeah, His fans made it racial and racist. And what gets me too is, I agree with everything you just said, by the way, but then they start comparing themselves to Ali, and sometimes even saying it's,
oh my God.
And it's like, look, Ali was hated by white America, right? He turned the whole system on its head because he, unlike a lot of African American athletes at the time, refused to accept one of these cushy posts in the U.S. military where he'd go out but not see any active duty and tell jokes and essentially be a celebrity, because he didn't want to engage in U.S. imperialism and the killing of innocent people overseas in their own country. He took a stand. He was hated for it. But that didn't affect him from becoming a star. That didn't affect him from becoming embraced by his own people, and he faced actual real adversity. And,
right.
But
right, go ahead, brother. Go ahead, young man.
You know what's crazy too is that if you feel like somebody's racist, but you still want to be accepted by their fan base and by the media, why boycott the media? You know what I'm saying? That doesn't do anything. It doesn't help your like, even when Ali was getting treated that way. Like, what if he was like, I'm not interviewing with ABC, I'm not going to talk to Howie Cosell, I'm not going to do these different things that come with being a champion. Even then, you have to, like, as bad as you feel like people are treating you, the way you get yourself out there is talking to those big networks and talking to those big, you know what I'm saying, not avoiding them because you feel like you're not getting your just due. And
I respect you for that opinion, bro, because
that's something that AJ will always do, and that's something. See, and that's Wilder's lack of promoter, because nobody could force this guy to do something. So since Wilder's not doing it, Eddie Hearn does it for his fighters. You know what I'm saying? If he has to go on a network or he has to do something, Eddie Hearn will be that mouthpiece that keeps them relevant. And it's important because Wilder is so sensitive. He will not interview if he felt like you slighted him. A lot of these fighters are like that, but they're hurting themselves.
These fighters are very sensitive. Like you guys know, like Terrence Crawford, my favorite fighter. But my criticism of him is this: what I hate about Terrence Crawford, he don't talk to the media. Like he don't talk to the media. Like, go ahead.
No, I was just saying, Coach, how do you don't get popular if you're gonna boycott the media? Even if they don't like it.
That doesn't make any sense. You know, you don't talk to the damn media. I'm like, Crawford, you are a phenomenal talent, but you're doing a terrible injustice to yourself. Your marketing is terrible. Right now, we're in the era to where these younger fighters like Ryan Garcia, they're branding themselves outside of boxing. You know what I mean? We have YouTubers like the Pauls, they brand themselves. And these boxers need to become more up and personal, like Ali was. He was the people's champ. Yes. Like, what happened, Maestro? What happened, Shan? Because Shan been quiet for a while. What happened to the people's champ? Okay, I'm going to be a champ for the people. I'm going to connect with the people. Wilder has to connect with the people. It looks like Joshua, for the most some part, is connecting with a certain segment of people in the UK. You have to connect with the people somehow to get 90,000 people to come see you in the goddamn stadium. I mean, there has to be some kind of connection. So in America, where is the people's champ? You have all of these divas over here. These niggas in clubs, dancing, drinking, kissing rappers on the neck, working, talking about we want to have, if scientists come out with some kind of science where men can have a procedure to have babies, I would sign up for that. Like, I'm not making this shit up. And this is not helping the sport, in my opinion. And I'm dead ass serious, bro. Like, what happened to the people's champ?
Coach, to bring it back to what you said too about Terrence Crawford, like I do a show on Monday nights on my channel with my brother Kenny T. Huge Crawford fan, right? So much so that he was fighting a Dominican, Kenny's Dominican, Felix Diaz here, Olympic gold medalist from the Dior. Yep. I got us tickets to the fight, great seats, right? And before the fight, we saw Terrence Crawford, and you know, he just was not very nice. I'll be honest to Kenny. He was very nice to me. Like I expected it because I already knew how he was. But it's like, here's a guy, huge fan of yours. He goes up to you, literally wants like 2-3 seconds to take a photo or whatever. It wasn't even like a lot of people around because we got to the fights early when nobody was there. And, you know, he was not very personable. So it's not even just the media, bro, about people's champ. It's also you doing the handshaking and the giving out daps and, you know, just telling people, oh, I'm thankful for supporting me and what, you know what I mean? It's that kind of bit of it too.
Hey, go ahead, Billionaire. I want to interject with that on that.
Okay, let me just say, like when AJ took that L to Andy Ruiz, he went to his homeland. Didn't he go to Nigeria after that? Interacting with the people.
I don't know. Shan, where did he go?
Yeah, he went back to Nigeria twice. He's done that after Ruiz. Yep. Yeah, totally embraced.
Taking photos with the people, all type of stuff.
Now all of a sudden, Deontay Wilder does a 1, 2, 3 DNA test, and he's Nigerian, and he now wants to go to Nigeria, and all he wants to do is replicate what AJ is doing. It's that film, Single White Female, but it's just a black. Anybody seen the film Single White Female?
Yes.
Where someone was so jealous of the other woman that they absolutely wanted to replicate her life and delete them in the end. That's how I see Deontay Wilder with AJ.
Was it Morris Chestnut in that, right? I think Morris Chestnut.
Yeah, I can't remember. It was a few years back, but yeah.
But this what I'm saying though, right? When I say what happened to being the people's champ, in order to become the people's champ, you have to socialize with the people. You have to win the hearts of the people. Ali was good at that, but whether you like it or not, Mike Tyson, which, you know, I was a fanboy of Mike Tyson, but Mike Tyson had a terrible attitude, but he was able to connect with the people, especially urban America. Mike was down here in Miami shooting dice with Convertible Burt. If you're from Miami and you know who Convertible Burt is, he was one of the biggest drug dealers out of the state of Florida. He did time. I'm not snitching, but it is what it is. It's fact. It's documented. He went to jail. He'd been on Vlad TV. Mike was down here shooting dice. He connected with the people in the street. You see what I'm saying? So Mike he was the people's champ for the urban America. He was. Like, bro, when Mike lost, people cried. Innocent people and victims have gotten attacked, all because Mike Tyson lost. This is how the fanboyism was when I was coming up about Mike Tyson. Today, like, I feel like Wilder, you got to know how to connect with the people, even your people. Connect with your people. Be out there socializing. Terrence Crawford, I hate that about you. I hate that about you. I really do.
How can he
connect? You see how you were saying Wilder's got to connect with the people like Joshua, yeah? Right. Wilder went to Nigeria and he had a photo shoot in clothes, right? Joshua
that was
Nigeria.
over here. I think that was over here. He didn't go to Nigeria. I thought he went. He had the photo shoot over here in America.
Well, not only that.
Fair enough. Joshua went to Nigeria and he went to one of the most dangerous places, yeah? And if you go back and look at that video, see how many people were around him, yeah? Like, any normal person would be scared, yeah, in a place like that. Because if anything goes wrong, yeah, the police can't even help him. The army can't help him. He'd be screwed. But when you're touching the people, when you put in that work, when you're always going to put in that work, yeah, the results always come out in the end, bro.
Yeah, you know what I mean? I'm just saying, man, like a lot of these boxing fans, they don't know about the people's champ. Like, Steady Ali, the people's champ, once you win the hearts of the people, this is how you sell out venues. This is how you make your brand so strong. He went to the people. We're going to ride for him. Now, Wilder does have a segment of his supporters, especially on the Chitlin circuit, like I call the YouTube circuit. They ride for him. But when you look at the numbers and you look at, he got a net worth of $30 million, so he's done good for himself. You're just going to have to show me how racism stopped him from amassing a wealth of $30 million.
I agree.
You're going to have to show me, okay, racism keeping him back, yada, 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 but he got 2 white managers.
I agree, Coach, but there's 2 things there. One, you cannot connect as the people champ when you position yourself as the king and position the people as your subjects. Think about that video he made when it was all dark and he was talking about how he was
I am here. Your king is here.
Your king is
here. Okay, well, that's
like a phoenix from the ashes.
Number two, he's got to give AJ a lot of credit for that fortune he's amassed, because if you think about it, a lot of that was paydays that he got after the PBC had to significantly up his pay. After that offer was made for the DAZN contract, if you remember, they had to pay him like $20 million for the Brazil fight.
Just calling out AJ. One name, one face, Deontay Wilder. AJ.
Thank you, young billionaire.
Yeah. You know what I mean? So my thing is this here. Like, I'm not trying to be funny, guys, but I see 2 guys, Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder. Both of them have very similar, like it's amazing. Like, both of them don't feel appreciated in their own country. Both of them, some people in the chat say racism is holding Fury back in the UK. I totally don't agree with that. But both of them don't like Anthony Joshua. Both of them call out Anthony Joshua. And it seems that both of them are jealous of Anthony Joshua because they're not calling out Dominique Brazil. They're not calling out Bermaine Stavern or Jared Big Baby Miller. They're not calling out. Jared Anderson. Sorry about that. They're not calling out Derek Chisora. No, they're calling out Joshua because Joshua is the most successful heavyweight in boxing. Period. Right now, Joshua, as Tyson Fury say, he is the retirement plan. He is the cash cow, and it seems like that they are very jealous of this guy. Right, and this is what I say. I would say that Wilder, because he used to be all right with AJ prior to him going to see AJ fight Vladimir Klitschko. After that, it seemed like he changed. It was like F Joshua, yada 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 yada. I'm like, dude, Joshua the lick. 2 black men from the UK. Not trying to, black man from the UK, black man from America. He's a direct descendant from Nigeria. Wilder, you say that you trace your lineage back to Nigeria from 700 years ago. Okay, that's cool. So now, 700 years ago, Nigerian, bloodline, Joshua's direct descendant, 2 black men, 1 from America, 1 from the UK. Dude, y'all could have made that so big. But then when you start making it personal and you're listening to these Alphabet Boy channels, well, AJ, you know what I mean? And it need to be 50-50. And you know, and this guy's a bigger star over here. So when you start to listen to these fools and they know nothing about business, you know what I mean? And you start to believe this stuff instead of saying, damn, I can make a whole boatload of money with this guy, especially now. Especially now. You see what I'm saying? Let's get back to the table and see these fights, man. And I'm just like, dude, the numbers don't lie. This guy AJ is doing numbers. Whether you like him or not, I don't give a damn why you think he's doing them. He's doing them. It's not easy to sell out a goddamn stadium. Nobody gonna tell me that. I don't give a damn, especially if you're black selling out a goddamn stadium.
100%. 100%. And what we need to do if we care about the black athlete here in the United States is to look at what they're doing well in the UK and to learn from it. And I'm sorry, but you having Jared Big Baby Anderson fight in Las Vegas and not build up a fan base for him first in Toledo, then in maybe Cleveland, and then eventually take him national, like you're not doing the brother justice, man. He's not going to be a star just fighting on TV and not having a base that he can go back to, you know, a base that will always be there for him, even if he does lose a fight, you know, because they do have that in other places where you have a hometown support base.
And I'm tired of these guys. Shan, I don't mean to interrupt you, sis. I'm gonna let you talk. But I'm tired of these guys. This is what gets me. And I say this time and time again. There are real racial issues in America historically. What I don't like is what you're not going to do is tell me 2021 is 1913. What you're not going to do is tell me 2021 is 1965. This is what you're not going to do. What these guys like to do, they want to relitigate the past, bring it up today, and then tie it into their narrative to justify what they deem as lack of success or whatever the case may be. And when I call that bullshit out. You know, I call it out because I see it, you know, like it ain't nothing. No, because I was kind of like came up in that movement. The guys who's speaking on it, they haven't came up in it. I came up in it. Like literally, I came up in it. You see what I'm saying? Mother was a Black Panther. You see what I'm saying? Learned racism from a mother. Hated white people just because they was white. Especially if you had blonde hair, blue eyes. Was in the Nation of Islam. Followed the teachings of Elijah Muhammad. Believed that the Yaqub created which is the black scientist, created white people on the island of Pelon. Believed that there was a mothership, some spaceships in the sky, that Elijah Muhammad really didn't die in 1975. He's on a spaceship. It's going to come back and kill white people. This how sick I was. So when these guys who spitting this shit, dude, you niggas ain't even on my level. Yeah. You ain't putting no work in on the street. I got homeboys in the feds that believe that shit, doing time right now, ain't never getting out. So when you try to spit that, like, nah, I shoot it down because I've been inside of it. I know what it is when I see it.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Maestro, you're muted, big dog.
Yeah, you're muted.
I didn't want the background noise. There's a game that's starting across the street, so I've been muting myself. Look, I didn't grow up in that. I grew up in something that I actually still believe in. I grew up in a very radical, left-wing, militant, black Marxist environment. You know what I mean? Where we supported the Cuban Revolution and the revolutions in Angola and Mozambique and places all over the world where poor people of color have been struggling and fighting against oppression. So, you know, I just have to laugh on the inside when I get the same level of hate, fam, from these dudes that want to call me a coon and want to call me a sellout and want to call me all kind of shit, because it's like, nigga, you don't know what I believe and what I grew up in, and what I believe and what I grew up in is way more radical and militant than what you do. It's just targeted in the right direction.
Hey, but Maestro, hey, Coach, these channels, man. Also, the Alphabet Boys, a lot of these people that's calling you coons and stuff, they diss other black fighters that they don't necessarily do something for them. So let's say a Terrence Crawford or a AJ, even though he's from the UK, he's still a black man. Tank Davis, or any of these guys, they attack them.
Hold on, Shan, you got something interesting to say. Well, what was you told? You're black from the UK, but you was told, we ain't got to say the guy's name, but you was told by one of the Alphabet Boy channels that what, you're not really black? Or what was it?
Yeah, I'm not really black because I'm from the UK, so that makes me less black.
So what's the definition of black is?
Well, that's my question.
Even though none of my parents, both my parents weren't born in the UK, but I'm the first generation of a black Brit. But yeah, I'm not black. They're blacker than me because they're black and American.
I was told on the barbershop with Fred Harcourt, not me directly, but people up there talking about Caribbean people, talking about how Caribbean people aren't black. I'm like, excuse me?
I know. I saw
so what, we're not black because we're from the Caribbean? It's like, what the hell are you talking about?
How ridiculous wasn't that? That wasn't ridiculous.
Right? It's crazy, Coach.
Not only that, but Shan, I didn't see it. I'm going to try to find that comment. Shan said, this how bad it's done got. I get called coon, Uncle Tom sell out. I'm a disgrace of my own race, yada yada yada. But Shan showed me. I laugh at the shit funny. I love it, guys. Trust me, I do love it. I really do. Because I know that's not who I am. But and these guys don't even know who Uncle Tom, what Uncle Tom is. They don't even know the historical Uncle Tom. They don't know. I got the book over here. But anyways, yeah. But anyways, Shan, what you said? It was a guy in the chat. Even like wished death on me.
Yeah. Yesterday, I think that was yesterday.
Yeah, yesterday. That was Friday. That was Friday.
Friday, sorry. You should die. You're going to die because you are an uncle, a Toby or a Tom, and that you have no life. That's why you're on YouTube. Yeah, so I just got him out of there. Death is another thing. Yeah, you just get blocked for that.
Hey, listen. So this is where it's going at now. So it's too much dynamics going on. Okay, so now this is my thing. When you're going to war, quote unquote, going to war, trying to go to war or battle someone or trying to advance as a whole in society, when you're gonna need allies. And when you alienate people who would want to help you based on your ignorance, and then you alienate the people who look just like you, you know what I mean? But because they don't agree with you, now you make your argument or army even smaller.
Right.
So now you have these trolls going around. We don't like white people. We don't like the Latinos. They racist. The people in the UK racist. The people over there not really black. And we don't like some blacks over here if they not on code. Okay, sir, what is on code? They can't even tell me what the code is. I know what their code is because I grew up in it. I know what their code is. But listen, articulate your point. What is on code? What does on code mean? They can't even tell me what it means. So it's like, dude, this shit it's hilarious to me. Mm-hmm. It's hilarious to me. Mm-hmm. But go ahead, Shan. Sorry about that, sis.
No, it's just that's the rhetoric that they spew because they have. Like I always say, an IQ level less than 100 is retard. So that's where a lot of them, if you look at Wilder supporters, they're of a retarded, a lot of them are of a retarded IQ level. Not all of them,
I
said a lot of them, not all, a lot of them. They can't speak properly. They don't pronounce words properly. But yet they're quick to be in your comments with their rubbish grammar and, I have no time of day for them at all. I was told that as slaves, we decided to come to the UK. We decided as slaves. We said, yeah, we're taking an Uber ship straight to the UK. Thank you, drop a fare, thank you. This is why their IQ level is below 100. This is what I'm saying. The ones that are from those alphabet channels they have to be retarded.
But this is why you're so important, Coach, and you too, Lady Chat, because you do need people like us to speak up and tell the truth. And not only that, but to not be afraid to directly go at these people and to not back down.
Listen, I want to say this. Because I don't please guys, the haters and the trolls. Do not attack Maestro Boxing. He's a good guy. Do not attack Lady Shan. Don't attack Shelton Moore. Don't attack anybody on the panel. If you guys want to attack someone for this subject matter that we're talking about today, come at me. I'm the guy that want to smoke. I can handle it. I have pretty broad shoulders. I can handle it. I'm built for this shit. I'm really built for this shit because you guys are lightweight to me. Literally, I have fun with this. I never played tennis before, but I can go back and forth. So please don't attack them. You know what I mean? Because you guys, have that energy for me because I feed off of that energy, and I'm gonna, it's just gonna make me, become more determined in order to get my point across. I'll say that, and I can handle it. It's funny. It's funny to me. I don't take it personal. because I don't take it personal, man. And it is what it is. But thank you for you guys, the trolls, for watching, because you do help to the watch time hours. 3 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, Sunday through Friday, from 3 to 5:30. If I said something today that's going to piss you off, I promise you tomorrow I will say something that's going to piss you off even more. I promise you that. I promise you that. So just come on back tomorrow as well. Go ahead, y'all. Go ahead, Shan. Sorry about that.
No, that was all I had to say, really. Yeah.
No, I was gonna say that it got so bad for some of these dudes when I was on the Boxing Voice this week with Ness, that they then started to attack like my furniture and shit, because it's like you you got nothing to say to me, so because I'm backing myself up and I'm defending what I believe in, so then you got to start attacking my furniture. Okay, I mean, great, I mean, whatever.
Hey, shout out to the Bomb Squad Nation. So we're gonna wrap this show up, but we're gonna go about another 20 minutes. Shout out to the Bomb Squad Nation, Gypsy King Nation. I've been attacked by both sides. You know, I've been called cool Uncle Tom sellout, death threats. I get it. You guys got to stop being beta males. Stop being so emotionally invested in these fighters. I'm never going to be. I'm not emotionally invested in any fighter. I was with Tyson, Marvin Hagler, Pernell Whitaker, and Roy Jones, and Sugar Ray Robinson. You know what I mean? Even though I wasn't around, but I'm saying, I'm not emotionally invested in these fighters like this. I don't take it personal. We are content creators who cover the sport of boxing. That's it. You know what I mean? Wishing me or anyone death, it's ludicrous, because death is something that you can't come back from.
Right.
You know what I mean? So come on, man. Like get it. But I will piss you off tomorrow, I promise you.
but also, has Wilder done anything has he done anything in the sport of boxing for people to be wishing death if you don't rate him? Like, it doesn't make any sense. Like, tell this guy to start putting in some actual work. Tell this guy to start skipping rope. Tell this guy to start swimming and all the other stuff that he said that he doesn't do. Tell this guy to start putting in road work. Because at the end of the day, the reason why AJ is where he is because he always puts in that work. Yeah, you got a champion in America, or a former champion in America, who's openly saying in interviews, "I don't really put in that work. I just use my athletic attributes because I can get away with it," on the Boxing Voice. So at the end of the day, yeah.
But he also said, I didn't mean to interrupt you, brother. You're right about that, because he also said that he depended a lot on his power to win fights. So this supports what Mark Breland was saying. Dude, like, this dude is untrainable because he admitted, I got the receipts. I had the receipts. I'm gonna show you guys. I have the receipts. He said in the interview, yeah, man, he got complaint. He was dependent on his power because he was just knocking everybody out. Yeah, because he's fighting C-class fighters. He was knocking these guys out. So if you wasn't working on your craft, just like you said, my brother, South London, if he's not working on his craft, jumping rope, doing squats, build your legs up. Just doing the stuff that you need to do in order to get better and stronger. Don't tell me when you lose that you lost because complexion for the protection. When we saw dude didn't have his legs up under him, he probably skipped leg day. He probably didn't even really train for Tyson Fury. Not trying to make excuses. So this is why you lost. One guy was more prepared than the other guy.
I heard he left camp. I heard he left camp 2 weeks early, coach.
I don't know.
Wilder Fury too. I'm telling you, that's true. And like you said, what they were saying about Wilder, like, speaking of alienation, Nestor Gibbs from Boxing Voice is one of his biggest supporters. He can't even get him on the phone now.
Oh yeah, and his fans turned on him big time.
Yeah.
Apparently, if you're from a Caribbean island but your parents speak another language other than English, because their slave masters back in the day didn't speak English. Apparently now you're not black either. Apparently, so
Hey, Salt Game Boxing, you're on the Wall of Fame, sir. You said you guys are content creators who like to give your opinion mixed with a whole bunch of lies, and that's why people come for your heads. Salt Game Boxing, sir, I am undefeated with anyone who you sent to come for my head. If you paid them to come for my head, guess what? You're wasting your money. Salt Gang, I appreciate you here, brother. Send as many of your delusional alphabet boy supporting twerkinator fan base at me. I am with it. Just send them here, sir. Let them come at my head. I promise you they're gonna miss. So I appreciate it, sir. With all due respect, But you're saying that we give our opinion mixed with a whole bunch of lies. No, sir, I totally disagree with that. If you don't like Maestro Boxing, that's fine. You don't have to watch him. If you don't like Lady Shan, that's fine. You don't have to watch her. If you don't like New Media Today USA Boxing, you don't have to watch. But you are here, so I appreciate it. Other than that, sir, I totally disagree with you. But send them for me. Just send them all to me. I want all that. Send them all to me, sir. Send them all to me, bro. Thank you.
And please get Ali out of your profile pic if you're gonna say stuff like that too. Just out of respect to the GOAT. Thank you.
These guys are something else, man. Like, I don't know what to say about it. You know, Master, I'm gonna tell you something, brother. Don't take it personal.
No, I don't. I mean, it's like Lady Chan said, when you can tell the level of intellect, and it's not just the grammar, it's just the incoherent logic. Like, what I love to do is to back them up into a corner where like their logic works against them, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, one of the easiest examples of that is something that a lot of people have done, which is you've done it too. It's like you're pro-black, but you throw Mark Breland under the bus. You're pro-black, but JD still has a job. You're pro-black, but
pro-black, but your wife is white.
Yeah, you got rid of Mark Breland.
Your wife is Chinese. You're pro-black, but your wife is from Thailand. There's nothing wrong with any of these things, by the way. But you're pro-black, but it's just about the contradictions. I haven't got time for it.
Exactly. It's like nobody here is against people of any other color. Like you marry whoever you want, you do business with whoever you want, but then don't push that pro-black stuff and then do what you did to Mark Breland and live a life of contradictions and hypocrisy.
Yeah.
You know, listen, Shan, I told you this, and Maestro, I don't know if you know, I've spoken to several boxers and Hall of Fame trainers about Mark Breland. I even spoken to, shout out to Major Key Boxing, he the one make that happen. Troy Graham, they the one make that happen on Major Key Boxing. I forgot the guy who fought Mark Breland. He gave him his first loss. He knocked him out.
Yeah.
Even the guy who fought Mark Breland said, man, Mark Breland is a damn good guy. And they say there's no way in the hell Mark Breland spiked anyone's water. That's a lie. Everybody said, no, we don't believe that. Hell no, that's a lie. Right. And so that's the biggest thing that I was biggest thing that I was like, no, I can't rock with this dude on this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
100%.
I can't, that was it. That was like, man, you know what, man, this is a high character guy. You throw him under the bus.
Can I ask you which one's worse, right? JD's watching the hands get wrapped or Mark Breland with the water?
Well, Mark Breland didn't spike the water. Mike Breland did not spike the water.
I don't believe he did, but I'm just trying to understand like which one's worse.
Yeah, why they got rid of Breland, you mean, and kept on JD. So they obviously thought that, in their mind that.
I just want to make it clear, I don't think that JD's missed anything.
No, he didn't. But if we're going with their logic,
exactly. If you're going with their logic, and look, JD's is what he is. I don't think he's a very good boxing coach. To be fair, I mean, I did a video that got blocked, unfortunately, and had to fight to get it unblocked, where I was comparing his corner work with the corner work of Mark Breland. I mean, Mark Breland is there telling him to throw the jab and to feint more and like giving him very specific boxing advice. And JD's is talking about the heat in Alabama, giving him a weather report. I guess that's because he's a former news reporter. I don't know. But the fact is,
oh, God.
Yeah, I mean, the fact is, it's going into the 12th round of the first fight with Fury. He's like, his only advice to him was, yo, you're the one that's been in the Alabama heat. You're the one that's been in the Alabama. I'm like, okay. I mean, this is the advice that you're giving the guy. So, look, his fans are like you said, are mentally regressed to the extent where it's difficult to debate against them. Mm-hmm. But it's important that we're out there as Black people, unafraid to tell the truth and to honestly, provide some counter narratives to people, because you don't have to fall into that way of thinking just because you're a Black person.
I remember there was one fight.
We're not a monolith. we're not a monolithic group of people who just like the Borg on Star Trek and we're just gonna all think the same. No, that's not it. And if I have a difference of opinion of you, then you know I got to be all these insulting names, which is fine. You know, I have no problem with that. It doesn't hurt me. I mean, trolls want to get a reaction out of you. They want your energy. So when you let someone rent space in your head to upset you, that's hiding behind an avatar. Just think about it. They're hiding behind an avatar, and they took the time out of their day to watch you.
Correct.
You see what I'm saying? So that's how I look at it now, and this is why I don't. In the beginning, I used to, you know, because I'm green to this YouTube stuff and podcasting. You know, it's only been 7 months for me. I think I started my channel December 22nd last year, but I started talking about boxing January of this year. So this is 7 months for me, right? But I get it now. 7 or 8 months. Yeah, 7 or 8 months, something like that. But yeah, man, it's funny, man. It's funny. So guys, just keep your head up, man. Don't take it personal. You know, keep doing your thing. Everybody's not going to like you. You got to have tough skin. And the hell with it, man. Let's keep covering the sport of boxing. You know, and that's it, bro. That's all we can do, man. I don't give a damn about what they say, bro. I don't. I feed off it. I love it.
Yeah, okay.
I love it. I love it. Like literally, bro. I love it. As soon as I finish this, I'm gonna go. Finna go on the patio, talk to Bob Marley right quick. So R.I.P. to Bob Marley. R.I.P. to the great Bob Marley.
Yeah.
Yo, we're gonna talk to Bob. I ain't talking about Bob Aaron. We're talking about Bob Marley. Read in between the lines.
Do you know one thing I've noticed, right, about this panel, though? Yeah, because obviously I know the Wilder fans are not feeling the stuff that we're saying, but what they have to understand is, yeah, we've given objective criticism as to why he's not where he is, and then we've given a breakdown of what happens in other countries, other regions, other places, of how other people have gone about getting to the places that they need to be in order to be successful. And it's not like we're just giving this random criticism and not saying how to improve or not saying what could be better or anything like that. Everything that's being said is very constructive. It's not just he's crap and that's it. But one thing yeah.
No, go ahead. No, saying Lady Shan say she got to get rid of it down. Lady Shan, is anything you want to say for your lead, sis?
Thanks for having me. Always an amazing show. You keep up the good work. We look forward to watching all of you guys' shows. Big up to Maestro Boxing. Big up to Young Billy. Big up to my native South Londoner, but I'm from West, so yeah, no. But yeah.
Yeah.
You get me. Yeah, no, big up to you, South Londoner, and keep repping the sport of boxing. And salute to all the panel and the chat. I'm gone.
All right, so round of applause to Lady Chan. Maestro Boxing has to leave as well. Let's give both of them a round of applause before they go. Maestro, let everybody know. Oh, hold on. Lady Shan, you forgot to let people know. Please go to look up on Lady Shan YouTube channel. Lady Shan, subscribe to her channel. Maestro Boxing, anything you want to wrap up with, my brother?
No, just first of all, thank you for all that you do. Your show is must watch every weekday and also Sunday, 3 p.m. I'm always tuned in now. So everybody, please keep doing that. Please check me out on youtube.com/Maestro A Boxing. That's where I go live and where I do my uploads. I go live Monday nights, 8 p.m. Eastern with my friend Kenny T, also from here in New York City. So check us out live Monday night for Mano a Mano Live. So like my channel, subscribe to my channel, like my stuff if you like it. If you dislike it, you could do that too. So Coach Malachi, I'm out. I'm going to give you the link over here.
Yeah, I'm looking it up now. You say I want to, yeah, so I'm already subscribed. Okay, look, bro. Yeah, 621 now. I remember you said 583. Yeah, okay. And you're gonna be able to tell you now, you're gonna be at 1,000.
Yeah, I'm working.
It'll be there. I don't know what you're.
I'm working. I was at like 500 last week, 400 the week before. It's funny because when I went to Virginia Beach like 3 weeks ago, I was in the 2s. So I've been growing the last few weeks. Yeah, it's catching fire. You know what I mean? So what happens is the trick is once you start to get YouTube to start working for you, yeah, that's when you're gonna go to heaven and heights. As Don King would say. They're gonna start working for you, then it's it's gonna be like clockwork. There you go.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, brother. You enjoy the rest of your Sunday.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, nice.
Shout out to the Maestro Boxing. Hold on, let me see.
Salute to the panel. I forgot to thank the guys on the panel. Billionaire and my man from South London. Thank you so much too, guys. Take care.
Blessings, brother.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, so I just dropped the link right here for Maestro Boxing. How to get to his YouTube channel as well. Young Billy, a billionaire. You got a Billy, baby. Young billionaire, go ahead, fam. Talk to me, man. What you want to wrap the show up with?
Hey, Coach. This is one thing I have to say though, man. Up until Wilder lost the second fight with Fury and he made the excuses, I went to Wilder Fury 1. I went to Wilder versus Ortiz, both fights. I went to the second Stavern fight. I even went to Wilder versus Gerald Washington, man. So I went to 5 of Wilder's fights, man. I was one of his biggest supporters. And for me to come on here and say the stuff that I was saying just out of objectivity, would have hurt me back in the day. But one thing I saw though is his character. Like once I seen how AJ handled his loss and how Wilder handled his, it made me realize I see why people are not getting behind Deontay the way that they should.
Right.
The way that he expects them to be. The way that he expects people to be, the way that he expects to love. AJ handled his loss with grace, man. Didn't make any excuses. Told Ruiz he, wished him a great fight, told him he was a great fighter. Took the immediate rematch and handled it like a man. You know what I mean? And for people, I mean, when you throw guys under the bus and you do these things like that, man, it just irritated me. I felt like that was some beta male stuff, like you've been saying.
Yeah,
and it was very emotional, and it threw me off, man. I mean, for somebody that actually spent their hard-earned money and went to travel, because I live in Houston, man, to go to Brooklyn, go to Vegas, it costs a lot of money for these trips, and I was going to all his fights, man.
But you're a real supporter. You're a real supporter, though. So absolutely. Listen, we have a beta male here. This brother here, South Gang Boxing. My brother, you say that really finna piss off now. He said and the coach watches the Alphabet Boy channel because he stole Blue Blood, saying, "Yes, I did steal it for dropping that quarter of a dub on your boy. I stole it because he wasn't rocking it right. I took his beat." Your money bag, come to your trap and take over your trap. Come to your trap and take over your trap. Came to the trap, took the trap over. Now I took that from him. Guess what? Guess what? Every time I get a super chat, you're gonna hear me say it with a little swag. So yeah, I took that. Took it. Deboed it. That's what I did. Ain't gonna keep taking some shit. Ain't gonna keep taking it. Let me hear something else I like. I'm gonna take that too. young Billy, man, young billionaire, man. How people can find you on YouTube, my brother?
I don't even have a channel, man. I just support all you guys, and God bless you. And appreciate you for letting me hop on, my man. And
yes,
shout
sir,
out to
man.
South London. Shout out to Shan. I'm a support. Shout out to Maestro. They got a new supporter, man. And blessings to you, man. Go enjoy that Bob Marley.
Hey, Bo, okay, shout out to my brother, man. hey, listen. Bo didn't understand it. You hit the nail right on the head. Blue made it a hot line. Coach made it a hot song. Facts. Facts. Yeah, I stole that nigga shit. Gonna keep taking. Go keep taking. If I like it, let me get that. Debo, tuck your chain in next time. South London, what's up, fam? What you want to say, man, to wrap the show up?
Yeah, obviously, like, I really enjoy your show. Obviously, I listen to all the boxing channels. I don't really watch too much of the Alphabet stuff no more because I stopped. I kind of because I was listening to them at first, and then I fell off from watching them when they started saying stuff like, "Oh, we're gonna start. Everyone should start making," because they did like a whole group chat thing back in the day, where they would. It's not like a group chat. It's like a group live stream, like a StreamYard almost, and loads of them were on it, and they were all saying stuff like, all of us should start making 10, 20 videos a day saying AJ is gay." And I thought to myself, wait, hold on. You lot are doing this pro-black talk, and then you're saying that you want to make 10, 20 videos a day, all of you together as a collective, saying that he's gay. And I thought to myself, nah, you like the misinformation is too much. Yeah. And I prefer to watch channels that are more connected with telling the truth than actually just constructing bullshit. And this is actually just live on their channel saying these things. So the fact that people who support these channels are listening to guys saying, oh, we're going to make something up here, that is red flags all over the place. So for me, I want to get proper boxing news. I want to get proper boxing conversations with objectivity. And yeah, like, you know, let's tell the truth, let's be honest, and let's not all sing from the same hymn sheet like these guys want to be doing.
Yeah, we're not a monolith. We're not a monolith. We're not a monolith. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. And they support me too. They come over here and watch. You see, you got some of the guys, one of the guys in the chat, they come over here and watch. You know, and I listen. I really appreciate you trolls and the alphabet boy. I appreciate y'all for really watching. You know what I mean? Say something I like, I'm gonna take it though. Tuck your chain now. Tuck your chain.
If you ain't got no haters, you ain't popping, as they say.
Yeah. It's fun. You know, it's fun, man. It's fun, man. So shout out to my brother, man, South London in the building. Gotta have you back, brother. We gotta have you back.
Yeah, for sure, my
G. Yeah, man. Listen, bro. We had a really good panel, man. South London in the building. Lady Shan, please subscribe to her YouTube channel. Shout out to Maestro Boxing. Please subscribe to his channel. Shout out to my brother Punch Drunk Boxing. Please subscribe to his channel. Shout out to Major Key Boxing. Please subscribe to his channel. Whole bunch of them. Man, it's a whole bunch. Man, I always forget. Sporty Icons. Shout out to Sporty Icons. Please support his channel. Look that now you're talking about. I have receipts. He has receipts. He has Sporty Icons has the receipts for the receipts. Whatever that is, receipts. So yeah, he has that, man. So shout out to everybody in the UK, man. You know what I mean? My thing is this here. You know me, I used to be a racist. You know what I mean? A black supremacist or whatever you want to call it. So I understand racism very well. And what I learned in life is this, man. You know, you have good people and bad people from all over the world. Now, you have good people and bad people from all over the world, regardless of what your race, ethnicity is, color, or creed, or whatever the case may be. Yeah, and then you have people who want to become perpetual victims. You have people who like to use real issues to justify certain failures in life or certain things that they don't like because they didn't like the outcome. My job is to cut through the bullshit. That's all I'm gonna do. I'm gonna cut through the bullshit. I'm not going to toe the narrative. I don't care about what names you call me. That's fine. I can handle it. It doesn't hurt me. You're looking for you want me to get angry and mad and have my mouth poked out. I'll just laugh because this shit is funny to me. It's not that serious. I'm 47, dog. 47 years old. I'm just too old for the bullshit. For me. You see what I'm saying? You know, I'm just too old for the bullshit. This shit don't work with me. And I get it. You know, I understand. You know what I mean? So as it relates to the sport of boxing, love the sport of boxing. Deontay Wilder doesn't feel appreciated in his own country, and it's a shame. Tyson Fury doesn't feel appreciated in his own country, and it's a shame. So I think that what both of these men need to do, they need to work more on becoming the people's champion. If you work more on connecting with the people within your respected countries, then you will be able to become more appreciated. Now, everybody's not going to like you. You know what I mean? Everybody's not going to like you. Everybody's not going to be in love with you. That doesn't mean everybody is against you. These fighters are very emotional creatures. That's what I've learned. Fighters are very emotional creatures. These guys are very sensitive. They can fight because they've been training all of their lives, but their sensitivity level is very high. They are very sensitive, and they probably cry in their cars at night. You got a bed full of money, but you're so sensitive. So that's even my favorite fighter, Terrence Crawford. I don't care who it is, Crawford, Wilder, Fury, Joshua. It doesn't matter to me. You guys are very sensitive. You got to have thick skin. Stop being so sensitive as a boxer. And throughout the history of boxing, you've always had sensitive fighters. So the level of sensitivity that we see in the sport of boxing today, it's nothing new, guys. It's nothing new. It's been here. It's just now it's more upfront because of social media and stuff like that. You see what I'm saying? So my advice to Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder, if you feel that, if you are that hurt about not being respected in your own backyard, if you feel not respected, that's the wrong word. If you feel so unappreciated in your own backyard, work towards becoming the people's champ, not the narrative champ. There's a difference between becoming the people's champ and the narrative champ, because the people can see through your bullshit. The people are not dumb. You know what I mean? Stop trying to market victimhood to the people when you got a net worth of $30 million and you're sleeping on a bed full of goddamn money and you're living in a mansion. It's kind of hard to sell victimhood and use racism as the reason why you're not successful in life when you are successful in life. When you're living in a mansion and you're sleeping in a bed full of money and you got 2 white managers. It can't be that bad for you to say, you know what, I'm gonna just make sure I got 2 white managers. Apparently, the white managers are helping you make a lot of money, right? So if you stop trying to sell that message to the people and work more on becoming more personal with the people and work more on becoming the people's champ. How do you become the people's champ? Ali gave you the blueprint. You win the hearts of the people. You win the hearts of the people. You know what I mean? Now, I can't really compare it to Ali because there was a different time. It was a different time. So I can't compare that. So I would just say this. Find out what it takes to become the people's champ, to win the people over. And you will become more appreciated in your country. Fight better competition. Stop making excuses. Stop lying. Become more of a representative of the sport. Let the people know, man, every time we see this dude working, he training. He's impressionable, right? He don't take everything personal. He is, you know what I mean? The work on that, becoming the people's champ. Win the hearts over other people. And my advice to all of you other boxers out there, regardless of what weight division you're in, I don't care which platforms you go on. Hit the chitlin circuit. Hit these YouTube streets. These podcasters are the future to promoting the sport of boxing. My channel, the Alphabet Boy channels, other channels, even though they put race-bait narratives, that's neither here nor there, but hit the YouTube streets, Maestro Boxing channel, the Boxing Voices channel, Lady Shan's channel, Major Key Boxing channel, Sporty Icons channel, Bushido Boxing, or IBFP, whoever you like. You know, D-Style Boxing, Black and Brown Boxing, Ring IQ Boxing. You know, these podcasters that I named, and so a lot of them I didn't name, you know, are the future of the sport of boxing as it relates to promoting the sport, not only promoting the sport, but keeping you fighters relevant, keeping your name out there. You're fighting a losing battle when the mainstream media won't even cover you because you're not the priority, but then you turning your back on the content creators. Now, these channels that I name, I don't agree with everything that they say, and I'm pretty sure they don't agree with everything that I say, but they are good channels. We don't have to always agree. It don't make me right all the goddamn time. I'm not right all the goddamn time, but I'm damn sure not wrong all the goddamn time. You know what I mean? So that's all I'm saying, guys. We are the future. Mainstream media don't give a damn about you, Terrence Crawford. Mainstream media don't give a damn about you, Deontay Wilder or Tyson Fury. Mainstream media don't give a damn about, I don't know, man, Canelo kind of different. But you guys get what I'm saying. I'm saying these fighters, Jamel Charlo, yada, 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 yada. You guys shit on the smaller channels or the YouTube, the podcasters or the YouTube content creators. We are the ones who talk about you guys all the time. If you don't have a fight coming up, no one is going to talk about you. You are going to be left in the field of obscurity. No one's going to know who you are. No one. So turning your back on the content creators is fine. I'm not asking no one to come on my channel. You know, you're going to come either today or tomorrow. What I mean by that, I know what I'm doing. I know how to grow this channel. I understand how it works. I get it. My goal is to become so big that they're not going to have a choice. They're going to come to me. I'm not gonna have to reach out to him. I ain't gonna have to call Al. I'm not gonna have to ask, hey man, can I get it? I ain't gonna do none of that. They're gonna be calling me. Whether it's this generation or the next generation, it doesn't matter. My vision is huge. My vision is huge right now. Road to 10,000 before the year's over with. Got some I'm working on. Road to 10,000 before the year over with. My goal is to become one of the fastest boxing channels to reach 10,000 subscribers in a year. That's my goal. 10,000 subscribers in a year. That's my goal. Oh yeah, shout out to Showbiz Dildo. I watch his channel too. 10,000 subscribers for the year's up. That's the goal. They say, man, you ain't gonna be able to get that. Shit. Don't count me out. Do not count me out. Anyways, man, you guys have to reach out to the boxing content creators. I don't care who it is. Talk to the boxing content creation channels. Get on there. Understand that, you can't turn your back on the media. Be antisocial with the people and then complain about, man, they ain't showing me no love, man. Man, they ain't showing me no love like that. You didn't show the people no love. You didn't show the people no love, right? Shout out to my co-host, Shelton Moore. Salute to my brother, man. Give him a round of applause. You didn't show the people no love. The boxing content creators are keeping you fighters relevant. Shitting on us and then turn around and complain, yo man, they like Bernie the Boxer. Got some criticism for you, Bernie. Yo man, they don't want to see us shine. They don't want to see us grow, man. Oh yeah, thank you so much, man, for the new sub, KRLB. Thank you so much, fam. I really appreciate that. Man, they don't want to show us no love. Brian Donor, salute to you, fam, for subscribing, brother. I really appreciate that. Please like the video as well. Let me give y'all a round of applause. Bernie the Boxer, I follow his channel, watch his channel from time to time. He always complain about, yeah, man, they're trying to blackball us. Al Heyman and yada yada yada, blah, they squad. But that's okay. Be patient. Bud is coming. Bud is coming. Okay, I believe Bud is coming along, and everything's gonna work out in the end. I do believe that. But Bud you can't be complaining, even though Bud ain't saying nothing. But Bernie, you can't be coming and complaining about, oh man, they don't want to see us this, they don't want to see us that. But then you ain't reaching out to the people, talking to the people. That's what Crawford. That's my biggest knock on Terence Crawford. This is my favorite fighter, but he got the personality of a piece of wood. Except when he's talking to his friends. In his circle, he's a nice guy. He's a nice guy, loud, play, kick it. And if he show that to the people, go out there and become up and personal with the people. Outside, he'll be okay. That's just my advice. But he ain't gonna listen to me. The nigga worth $8 million. The nigga worth $8 million. So Crawford ain't think about me. But anyways, that's my advice to these guys. That's my advice to Tyson Fury. That's my advice to Deontay Wilder. Tyson Fury, my advice to you is this. Stop all that goddamn lying. Stop saying, well, you never know what it is. And, you never know if I'm lying or telling the truth. Because when I'm lying, people think I'm telling the truth. And when I'm telling the truth, people think I'm lying. If you have a history, sir, of playing head games, meaning lying, and you have a history of pulling out of fights, you have a history of getting on drugs, failing drug tests, and stuff like that. If you have a history of that, you would never win the hearts of the people. Don't be jealous of AJ. Don't dislike him, be like him. Don't be jealous of AJ. Say, hey man, look what AJ doing. Look how he become a brand. I've been boxing before this guy been boxing, and he got way more money than me. He's more successful than me. Study the success. And study. See, a wise man learns from other people's mistakes. A smart man learns from his own. When you're wise, you ain't gotta make mistakes in order to learn from it. You can sit back and say, God damn, I see what he's doing. Man, let me change course. But at the end of the day, you're gonna be true to your nature. So this is why you're not loved in your country, Fury. This is why you're not loved in your country. It ain't got nothing to do with racism. It ain't got nothing to do with the people in the UK, they are against the gypsies. Yada yada yada. They don't like me. No. They against your bullshit. They don't like you lying. They don't like you drinking alcohol outside of the boxing and not taking it, snorting coke and getting up to 700 pounds and lying and making, lying and all this stuff there. They don't like that. Pulling out of fights 2 weeks before the fight, like you did Vladimir Klitschko twice. So you have a history of shenanigans. This is why you can't get love in your own country, Tyson Fury. Now let's move on over to Deontay Wilder. Deontay Wilder, sir. My advice to you is become the people's champ. Stop trying to sell racism. This shit ain't working. It might work with the Alphabet Boy channels, but they are a small minority group of people. They are so small in comparison to the fight fans that they damn near is insignificant. Going on the Chitlin circuit, going to Jabba the Hutt TV, and going to Fred Barbershop Conversations. Shout out to Fred on the movie 9 Wives. And going to these other race baiting, race hustling channels, that's not going to do your brand well. It'll work good for them. They'll come on there and say bomb squad and this and that, yada, yada, yada. They'll come on and say all of that stuff. And then their trolls will go out on my channel and other people's channels and threaten them and all that stuff. They'll say they're going to pull up, and all that shit there, but they ain't going to do nothing. That'll do that. But you have a negative energy that surrounds you when people think of your name. When they think of your name, they think of crybaby. They think of a guy who doesn't accept responsibilities when he loses. You go on the Chitlin circuit. You feed these Chitlin circuit boys, Alphabet boys, information. Then they regurgitate that information out on the public to try to control the narrative. The people ain't dumb. They see through the narrative. The shit ain't working. As a matter of fact, it failed miserably. And this is why I get attacked. But I have no problem with the attacks. I love the attacks. You know why I love them? Because you guys, they helping me. They helping me. I had a guy tell me, he said, man, you clout chasing. I said, you know what? In order for me to clout chase, you first have to have clout. How can I clout chase some niggas who don't have clout? Make that make sense to me. Make that make sense to me. You gotta have clout in order for somebody to clout chase. If your ass ain't got no clout, there's nothing to chase. All I do is state the facts as the way that I see them. I try to show you the receipts, and that's it. I'm not here to be friends. I'm not here to hook up with cliques and crews and guys who was on the YouTube streets before I got here. No. I ain't here to do none of that shit. Ain't no peace, like Pac said. As I told one of my brothers, I ain't gonna say his name, he wanted to reach out to the other side and see can we come together as a unit and kumbaya. I say, man, ain't no peace. That shit ain't gonna happen. Good luck with that. Guess what? He woke up and realized that shit ain't gonna work. Because if you have this side, the only way we can get along, we gotta have similarities and things that we can agree upon, and we gotta have kind of like a similar mindset. If you to the far left and I'm to the far right, there's no middle ground, ain't no peace. So I ain't looking to kumbaya, do a concert, sing. I ain't looking to do none of that shit. I'm good. So my advice to Mr. Deontay Wilder, I have been your biggest critic. I've called you the twerkinator. I'm the one that gave you that name. I coined that phrase. I call the Alphabet Boys the Alphabet Boys. I'm the one coined that phrase. And I know I might have said some things that offended people, but guess what? That's fine. That's fine. But I'm not backing up. I ain't copping no deuces. I'm not taking no pleas. I'm going straight to trial. I am going to destroy this narrative. My mission is to destroy the narrative. And I'm in it for the long haul. This ain't no fly-by-night shit. I'm in it for the long haul. I am here to destroy the narrative. Stop the race hustling, Wilder. You're worth $30 million. You got 2 white managers. You got white lawyers, and you had a white judge that ruled in your favor against the white guy. Stop hating on Anthony Joshua. Study Anthony Joshua. Look at Anthony Joshua. Look at the blueprint that he laid and say, let me see, can I emulate that right here in America and become the people's champion? How do you become the people's champion? You win the hearts of the people. Once you win the hearts of the people, those very same people will back you up with their dollars. They will back you up with their dollars if you win the hearts of the people. You can't win the hearts of the people by making excuses. You can't win the hearts of the people by saying that you're a victim. You can't win the hearts of the people when you make excuses for how you lost the fight. You can't win the hearts of the people by saying that you want to slap other boxers and you got people who care about you and people have to see. Hold on. Let me show you guys something before we wrap this show up. I'm gonna give you a perfect example of what I'm talking about. Before we go, let me give you a perfect example of what I'm talking about, guys. See, I know what I'm talking about. I'm finna show you something. Guys. Finna show you something. You can't win. Let me open this up. You can't win the hearts of the people by sending the people subliminal threats. Whether it's good or bad, they've kept me relevant, said Deontay Wilder. People got to be careful what they say about Deontay Wilder because of the stand that I have chosen to take. He's saying right here that he has chosen to take a stand. The stand that I've seen that you have chosen to take is the race baiting narrative. The excuse making narrative is the stand that you have chosen to take. And you're standing on a whole lot of money. So I take your hat off to that there. I've got people on my side. You might get hit. You're not going to become the people's champion sending subliminal threats by saying, I got people on my side. You might get hit. I'm not a man of violence, but if it comes to that, you brought it upon yourself. See, as long as you saying dumbass shit like this, Deontay Wilder, you would always be unappreciated in your country. You country ass nigga. As long as you say you got people on your side, you might get hit. I'm not a man of violence, but if it comes to that, you brought it upon yourself. You are sending a subliminal threat or a direct threat to people who you say they have to be careful about what they say about you. So if someone says something about you that you don't agree with, that person better be careful what they say about you because you have people on your side that may go out and hit people who speak out against you. You're not a man of violence, but if it comes to that, they brought it upon themselves. You will never become the people's champion with this rhetoric. Your handlers, your 2 white handlers, JD's and Shelly Bullwinkle, should have told you that. This is why they don't like me. And that's fine. Somebody got to do it, though. So I'm on the front lines myself, and I'm going to give courage to all of the content creators who don't have the voice that I have, who may be shaking like booty meat and shaking like a leaf in the middle of a hurricane, and they really can't speak out with the vigor that I speak out on here in America. I am the one that's going to lead the charge. When you threaten people, this is a direct threat to anyone such as myself. This is a direct threat to anyone such as myself. When you say people got to be careful what they say about Deontay Wilder because of the stand that I've chosen to take. I've got people on my side. You might get hit. I'm not a man of violence, but if it comes to that, you brought it upon yourself. See, when you say shit like this, you can never become the people's champ. Never. You can never become the people's champ. by saying stuff like this. So somebody got to see it. Somebody got to be the one to stand up in the paint like Shaq in 2000. Somebody got to be the one to stand up in the paint, man. Why not me? Why not me? So that's all I got to say. Wilder, stop threatening people. Get with a publicist to teach you how to speak in public. Stop the race hustling, race baiting narrative. Win the hearts of the people. Stop making excuses. Stop threatening people. Stop throwing black people under the bus. Stop throwing Mark Breland under the bus. Accept responsibility for your action. Wilder, what happened, man? You know what, man? I got my ass beat tonight, man. Tonight wasn't a good night for me, man. I just wasn't there. I wasn't already ready. Man, shout out to Tyson Fury. He did his job. I'm looking to get the rematch. We would have respected that a whole lot more. But the threats, take the threats out of it, man. Win the hearts of the people, Wilder, and you'll be okay. That's how you become the people's champ. You become the people's champ by winning the hearts of the people. In your case, since you represent for black people, win the hearts of more black people. If that's what you want. But that's how you do it. No excuses. And stop threatening people. Stop putting this negative energy out there through your Alphabet Boy channels. Because them niggas some followers. These guys older than me. They in their 40s. They in their 50s. Old ass men following somebody who's younger than them. Just to get an interview. And you're sending those negative energy waves out there through them, and then they send it to their little trolls, and they go out everywhere threatening people and wish their lives in and stuff like that. Like I got threatened Friday. Dude said that he wished death upon me. Why do you use death upon me, sir? Did I do anything to you? No. Did I do anything to your family? No. Why do you wish death upon me? Because I don't like what you say out of your mouth. You have a very ignorant following. You have a very ignorant fan base. Not all of them, but some of them. You bring out the worst in people. And I will continue to be your biggest critic. You and Tyson Fury. And I'm not going to back down. And yes, I want all the smoke. I can handle it. From whoever, whenever, doesn't matter to me. I'm not afraid of these guys. I hate bullies. You will not bully me. It ain't happening. It's not going to happen. You will not bully Coach Malachi Williams. I promise you that. You are wasting your goddamn time. But Wilder, become the people's champ. And you'll be able to win your people over, man. Okay? Other than that, guys, that's it. We're going to wrap the show up, man. Once again, this is our boy, Coach Malachi Williams, representing for New Media Today, USA Boxing. Let me go ahead and give everybody a round of applause. Shout out to my brother Tellum. Shout out to Jez Edwards. Shout out to Double A Sagittarius. Shout out to Anthony Prince. Shout out to my sister Karma Serene. Shout out to Silverstream. Silver Stress, what's going on, fam? Shout out to Halim in the building. Coach Asgey and MTK Global. Shout out to Josh Taylor. Shout out to Trevor Bryan. You know, the real everybody ducking Trevor Bryan. He is the current American heavyweight champion of the world. Trevor Bryan, I reached out to you on Twitter, on Instagram. This is your opportunity, sir, to come holler at your boy. I'm the only one on YouTube that's been representing for you. You need to come holler at me. Don't nobody know who you are. They say you got a resume full of bombs. Come holler at me, man. We're going to try to see can we get you that Anthony Joshua fight or Deontay Wilder fight or Tyson Fury fight or Dillian White fight later on down the line. If you need a mouthpiece, that's me. You need one. Other than that, man, shout out to Brian Donor. Shout out to Bold and Understanding. Shout out to my sister lady Shan. Please subscribe to her YouTube channel. Shout out to we're gonna say Demi instead of saying Demeter. Demi, what's going on? Shout out to Demi. Shout out to my co-host Shelton Moore. Let's hit the Ali Bell for Shelton. Shout out to Paul Evans. Shout out to Cray. Shout out to Cray Boxing. Shout out to my sister Carmen Serene. Shout out to Peter Barnarts. Shout out to Rob Rib Shows. What's happening, Rob? Shout out to Richard Sletsky. Shout out to Toby Barlett. Shout out to Paul Evans. Shout out to Brian Donor. Shout out to King KO. Shout out to Zuami. Zuami, what's going on? Shout out to Bold and Understanding. Shout out to Ted Jones. Shout out to Anthony Prince. Shout out to Smokey Joe. Shout out to Javis Bickle. Shout out to Paul Evans. Shout out to Carlos Mendoza. Shout out to Toby Bartlett. Who else we got? Shout out to Alan Skill. Paul, I think, and shout out to Anna. Shout out to Anna. I think that's her name. Shout out to Anna. Shout out to you, Anna. Shout out to Zuami once again. Shout out to Philly Fly. Shout out to BG in the building. Peter Barnarts. Young Billionaire. What's going on, fam? Salute to Young Billionaire. Salute to South London who came on the panel. Shout out to Maestro Boxing. Shout out to Lady Shan. Please subscribe to Maestro Boxing, Lady Shan. Shout out to Major Key Boxing. Please subscribe. Shout out to Punch Drunk Boxing. Shout out to all of the boxing content creators who you guys like and rock with. Shout out to sporting icons as well. Shout out to Anthony Prince. Shout out to who else we got? I think that's it. It's a lot of people here, man. A lot of people here. Shout out to Charles Stevens. Shout out to John Sobieski. Shout out to Ted Jones. Shout out to Renee Boxing. Shout out to Ivy Ben, I guess. Shout out to Graham Taylor. Shout out to King KO. Shout out to Mark Morris. Shout out to Jonathan. Shout out to Alchemist 73. Shout out to Merrill Dixon. Shout out to the Queen, Lee Luna. Shout out to Graham Taylor. And once again, shout out to KRLB. Once again, it's our boy Coach Malachi Williams. Tune in tomorrow, guys, 3 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. We are on from 3 to 5:30. We went a little bit over today because we had a panel and I wanted everybody to talk and chop it up, and I wanted to get to the bottom of the subject matter. Once again, it's our boy Coach Malachi Williams, representing for New Media Today USA Boxing, signing out once again, baby boy. Holla at y'all tomorrow, man. Peace.
Man, I'm out of here, bro. Let's go.